it would increase the death toll in Ukraine. Any arms deals with North Korea is in violation of many resolutions made by UN Security Council, of which Russia is a permanent member. Both Russia and North Korea have dismissed the weapons shipment accusations as baseless. I'm Karen Chamas.
The Bank of England has held its main interest rate unchanged at a 15-year high of 5.25%, as inflation across the UK expected to fall further in the coming months. The bank's Monetary Policy Committee indicates inflation is set to decline toward a 2% target rate in the coming year. News and analysis, townhall.com. The NASA spacecraft named Lucy has had a close encounter with an asteroid, the space vessel's first as it makes its way to Jupiter.
This asteroid was a little one called Dinkinish, only about a half-mile across and about 300 million miles from Earth in the main asteroid belt beyond Mars. This was a dry run for the bigger and more alluring asteroids ahead. The main targets for Lucy are the so-called Trojans near Jupiter that are considered to be time capsules from the dawn of the solar system. Lucy is expected to zip past the final two asteroids in 2033. It will take at least a week for the spacecraft to send back its pictures and data from this flyby. Lead scientist Hal Levison says until now, Dinkinish has only been an unresolved smudge in the best telescopes. I'm Ed Donahue.
Stock futures gaining momentum ahead of this morning's Wall Street opening bell. The Dow futures now up 232 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yeah, welcome to it.
Almost there.
You ever had your body like fight off, or like you're trying to sneeze, if you know a sneeze is coming, and it's just like building behind the eyes, but it won't ever come. That's what I got going on right now.
Well, you look at the lights.
I tried. It didn't work. Yeah.
Wow.
All I did was burn out my retinas.
And I still got to sneeze.
Oh, it'll come eventually.
Well, happy Thursday. Hope your day is going well. Another beautiful day in store for us.
Gonna be nice and warm today.
Yeah, I think we're hitting 70s today.
Heck yeah.
So, and then by the weekend, we'll be in the 80s. So hopefully everyone has fun, festive plans for the weekend. So
indeed.
Football free for us, for the most part, here in Roswell. As all of our high schools, Roswell High, Goddard High, and Artesia High, all on bye weeks this week as they start the playoff season. Your local schools, Roswell the 1 seed, Artesia the 2 seed, Goddard the 4 seed. So they get to watch this weekend, and we'll await their opponents for next week.
And better luck next year, cavemen.
Yeah. So
Mayfield's third, right?
Yeah, they're Piedra Vista's third.
third?
They're in the top 16. I'm not sure what their number is off the top of my head, but they're in the hunt. They got a game this week.
All right.
Mayfield does, but our schools here in town do not.
I see.
So, but happy Thursday. Hope everything's going well. I'm looking forward to a quiet weekend. I think I'm going to have one of those.
Yeah, it looks like there's no major like events. We're not doing anything live broadcast wise.
There's a few events going on, like there's the health fair at the Boys and Girls Club, which actually we're going to replay that interview later today.
Nice.
Stick around, I'll tell you about it.
But on your end of things, you don't have to prep for football or get stuff ready.
No,
smooth sailing.
Yeah, I'm looking for maybe some weekend of a little bit of free time on my
nice.
Which, I treasure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You get that look, and you talk to an adult, and you're like, "What'd you do this weekend?" I did nothing.
Yeah,
that was amazing. I did nothing.
You get a couple honeydews, some oil changes and stuff. You could get that done. But as far as events and things, it's a take care of me weekend, I think. So.
Now, when you say you're going to get your oil change, you mean you're going to drive to the place to get it changed, right?
Oh yeah, I'm not.
I don't see you dropping the pan and. No.
I haven't done that since I was in my 20s. Right. I don't think.
Cutting up your gallon milk jug,
Yeah. No, I've done some. Nothing in the last 20, 30. Once cars got computer chips, I'm out.
Right.
But back in my young, teens, 20s, when you're driving your hoopties, because that's what you had.
Right.
You paid a whopping total of $50 for your car. Back in those days. Yeah. People $50 for a car. I did. My first car was $50. It was my neighbor's 1978 Buick Regal, sky blue, with the half fake pleather roof.
Nice.
And they sold it to me for $50. I had to put about $300 into it to get it running. And and I drove it for a few years till I blew the engine on it. And I remember it had a little bit of rust on the driver's side door. I even did sanding and Bondo.
Oh wow!
And spray paint. It was ghetto.
Dang.
I did all that, and then I would change the oil. But it was a '78 car. I mean, it was it's
things
just
were
nuts
easier
and bolts,
access.
and you just turn it and here and there. Now you gotta reset systems and all this
calibrate
other
nonsense and torques and all kinds of weird stuff.
I'll never forget when this one I was about 20. And I was driving a 1986 Ford Ranger. It used to be a National Park Service pickup that the government put too many miles on and sold it for dirt cheap. And my dad bought it. I was 16 when we got it. I think. And I drove it for a couple of years. No, I was 18 when he got that. And so I basically got it from Dad. And so for a couple years, I had that, and it was tan. It was this tan color, and so I worked at the Boy Scout camp when I was 21 in that area, and so I take it to summer there, and it ended up being the camp truck because our camp truck would break down. Summer, the water pump went on it, and I'll never forget. That was the first time I had a friend help me, but I went and changed the water pump myself, and we were sitting literally at the camp, and I had to drive the truck up onto the porch, and we had the light, and we're sitting there, me and my buddy, just at camp.
Nice.
Big. And the thing is, you had to rip out 12 things to get to the water pump. So I felt like a whole full on mechanic.
Keep track of what goes where.
But we did it, and it worked. And I was that was my major accomplishment for automotive work. But since then, no.
You just reminded me of something that I see. They have the police auctions, the different auctions for vehicles all the time, and I see them around town. I've never been jealous of a police auction vehicle until the other day. It was 2 days ago. I was driving. I got to an intersection right near where I live, and up to the intersection pulls this. It's an old Crown Vic.
Okay.
You can tell it's a police auction vehicle. So it's decommissioned.
That light thing on the.
It's murdered out. So it's like Vanta black, like that real dark black, murdered out.
Yeah.
And then it's got a spotlight on each side.
Ooh, a double spotlight.
A double spotlight. I've never been more jealous of a vehicle. First of all, when you auction, and if you're in law enforcement or whatever, when you guys decommission and then auction these vehicles off, do those spotlights still work?
I think so.
Because I would love to have a vehicle. I don't know what I would do with it. I just would love to have a vehicle with a spotlight.
I'm wondering, how do you work the passenger side spotlight? Because isn't it a little deal?
I think it's like a lever thing, but it's probably something in the middle.
I was saying, how do you get this one to work? I don't know.
Well, because I drive a ghetto vehicle, so I figure it's like adjusting your mirrors. There's the lever thing here.
But but if you're the passenger side one's a little far away to reach for the driver.
That's probably for the assisting officer. Or there's controls in the middle. Again, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only time I've ever been I kind of want an auction vehicle. Just to have just a car with a spotlight, or have one murdered out like that.
I'd want one just
as like a knockaround vehicle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just to dog it.
Keep my nice car nice and have a mess around vehicle for
like if you want to do redneck TikTok videos.
Yep. Demo derby, man. That's
Home bear videos.
There's a whole lot of land outside of Roswell. Give me a couple of messed up old police cars. We can have ourselves a demo derby like that. We're going to have us an old-fashioned tractor pull.
Yeah, there you go. I'd love... Did they do demolition derby
We could remake Monday Night Rehabilitation.
There you go. Dun, 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 dun. Do they still do demolition derbies, or
I don't. I'm sure they still do.
Gone into the way of it's not.
I'm sure it's still a thing, but I haven't seen one locally in
I haven't seen like 20 years.
We used to back in the day.
I remember seeing them as a kid too.
That short track that we have, that little oval out in front of the jail.
Yeah.
That thing, they used to have demo derbies out there, every other weekend.
Yeah.
Those little short track races.
Yeah, with that back in Maryland too. There used to be it seemed like every quarter there'd be a demolition derby at the fairgrounds or something.
I got to imagine they still exist as a sport.
I don't know. Maybe they've deemed them too dangerous or something. I don't know.
Come on. This is America.
Well, I know, but
ain't nothing too dangerous.
I don't know. I just don't see them like I used to see them. And I'll never forget.
We don't live in the deep South, in fairness.
Well, I mean, yeah, we kind of do.
Well. Okay, so this says demolition derbies are required to have seatbelt and helmet, and depending upon the rules, rollover bars and cages inside the vehicle.
Well, that sounds
Other than that,
normal.
it's legal.
I guess people just don't. It's not as popular.
This said it had its heyday in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but these days the derbies are featured at county fairs and special events at racetracks like this one at Irwindale Speedway, about 30 minutes east of Los Angeles. So they still go down. It's
They're just not as popular.
Fewer and farther between. It's probably like drive-in theaters. They still exist. It's just you're not going to find one this neck of the woods.
I seem to remember an episode of Happy Days where they were in a demolition derby.
Yeah.
And Fonzie was driving and I seem to remember something about an episode of Happy Days with a demolition derby.
I watched the first episode of season 2 of Dark Side of Comedy is all about Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great, great hour. But it's one of those things that I knew but have forgotten that Mork and Mindy was a Happy Days spinoff.
Yeah. I knew
from
that.
an episode of Happy Days. Mm-hmm. But the whole premise is basically the director, his son was really into his performance of Mork and said, I want you to do something with this. And they greenlit the whole show.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that story before.
Gary Marshall. But it really, really lets you know how off the rails the later seasons of Happy Days were. Like the whole jump the shark thing as a trope. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But that we brought in Mork from Ork for just an episode. Happy Days went off the friggin' rails.
It did. I remember. Because Mork did the character and everything, and all the quirks of Mork are really the genius of Robin Williams. The whole drinking with his thumb, sitting with his head into the couch first, that's how they, whole, that's all Robin Williams. And I heard some of that was literally like. He just rolled in and started doing that. And here's Mork, and it all spawned off that episode of Happy Days. Yeah.
But, it just lets you know, how off the freaking rails the later seasons of Happy Days were. When they were like, we should probably cancel this, but, Henry Winkler wants the paycheck.
And it was a popular show at the time. It was getting the ratings and everything. And also, from what I hear, I think there was a lot of cast rifts there. Like the cast didn't get along as well.
Behind the scenes to go into.
Yeah, I don't think the cast got along as well as people think they did. I think there's some stories there that, and I think once you hear all that last season, those last seasons make sense. Why they came the way they did.
I imagine it's probably in a lot of the ways the same as that 70s show where some of the cast got real close and got close knit, and then Topher Grace was kind of off doing his own thing and wasn't part of the group.
The whole Chachi and Jody thing, there was some behind the scenes stuff there that wasn't. Yeah,
I'd love to find a documentary on Happy Days behind the scenes.
This was years ago. I remember seeing something about it. It's been a minute since I've done it. So let me give you the rundown.
Oh yes,
for the rest of the day here. We're going to replay an interview this hour. Andrew Moore with the Roswell Chamber of Commerce joined us in the 9 o'clock hour yesterday, talking about some events coming up here in November and things like that. So we'll play that for you here in just a bit. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico will join us. Also on the phone will be Robert Johnson from Peppers Grill and Bar. And, of course, we got the Heritage Dinner coming up here in just a couple weeks, November 24th. I think Peppers is like saying we're going to let you get in, but you got to get your orders in this week. And
act fast.
He's going to tease us with the menu and, do his
tantalize us.
Savory, going to get y'all hungry. So that's been the 8 o'clock hour. Bring a burrito or something if you're going to listen for that one. And then in 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we're going to replay our interview we had last week with Bonnie Vayo. She's with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and she came to join us to talk about the health fair that's happening Saturday, and that's going to be at the Boys and Girls Club here in Roswell. It's a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club and the Chavez County Health Council. So they're going to have free screenings and information and all kind of stuff. So we'll play that interview to remind you about this Saturday's community health event. And, of course, we'll have all of your features that include the news and sports and all that and whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
You just sort of like reminding me. I'm trying to find the menu that she posted, but just the way that people like talk about food and make it sound so much like pan-seared or braised or brushed with locally grown or all these like different like food terms that they use. It never ceases to amaze me.
It always makes your mouth water.
So good.
It always makes your mouth water.
Right? It works.
I like it.
Totally works.
That's right. We love adjectives when it comes to things and comes to things we want to savor. And the adjective makes you happy.
If you can make 2 bites of food, it's probably going to sound that amazing. Yeah. You're good at your job.
There you go. It is 7:20. Let's go ahead and get you two up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice temperatures all the way through the upcoming weekend, and we have high pressure parked over the Four Corners, so we'll be getting a lot of sunshine. Low 70s and sunny today. The wind should stay fairly light, about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clear tonight, and we're in the upper 30s to low 40s, and then warming up a little bit on Friday. Upper 70s and sunny. We'll stay right around 80 with sunshine Saturday and Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 32 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 64%. Winds are calm at the moment. Expect sunny skies and a high in the mid-70s today, 76 officially. Winds will be out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Skies will be clear tonight with an overnight low of 40 degrees, so warm tonight, back well over freezing. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, highs near 80 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, skies clear, overnight low of 41 degrees. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For the weekend, sunny, once again, highs near 80 for your Saturday. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies, overnight low of 42. Sunny, high of 81 for your Sunday. 47 and clear, overnight lows for Sunday night. And then next week when you head back to work and school, low 80s for at least the first half of next week. 82 Monday, 83 on Wednesday, 83 on Tuesday, 80 on Wednesday of next week. All right, it is 7:22. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to play our interview we had with Andrea Moore from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
From morning runs to playing with grandkids, taking part in activities brings great joy to our lives, but it can also come with injuries. And for those in physically demanding jobs, the daily grind can wear on muscles, bones, and joints and lead to acute and long-term disorders. If you're suffering from an orthopedic injury, let our Artesia General Hospital specialists help. The sooner you address the root cause, the sooner you'll be back to living life in motion. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/orthopedics.
Fall into savings this month at your locally owned and operated Big O Tires. Save up to $140 on select sets of tires after mail-in rebate, all with multiple financing options tailored to you. Let Big O Tires certified technicians help keep you and your family safe on the road this fall. Make an appointment online at bigotires.com or stop in today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can. I wonder if they got their hands stuck putting them in there. Here's Mike Winters.
And joining us in studio this morning, CEO, Director of the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. I always mess up the titles every time.
It doesn't matter.
She's a director of the chamber there. Andrew Moore back with us. Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Of course, now that we are in a new month, Halloween is over here. Of course, Election Day is next week. So
yes,
we're getting
a week
into
from yesterday.
We're getting
Get
into
out and
a
vote.
busy time here. So if you haven't early voted yet, I think you'll have till like Saturday to do that.
Yeah, I think.
And then
just a couple days.
All the early voting goes away, and then we'll just be able to vote on Tuesday of next
Correct.
week and go to I feel like there's 11 different voting convenience centers throughout town. But anyway, so we're kind of past that side. Now it's to the point where y'all have to get out and do your thing. But that being said, the Chamber's got plenty of monthly events that are going on. So we're kind of reset with the new month here. So if you've never been to some of our different meet and greets with county officials or city officials or school officials, then you might want to put some of these events that Andrew's about to tell you on your calendar here and make plans to attend, because these are the ways to kind of find out what's going on in our community.
Correct.
Right from the horse's mouth, so to speak, here on that.
Absolutely. We've got Chat with Chavis County, which is always the first Wednesday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess today we have a luncheon.
Come on down.
And then next week, we start on our Tuesday programming. Basically, if it's Tuesday, we're having a lunch.
Something every Tuesday, just about, yeah.
Yeah. So next week we have rebranded our Good Morning Roswell. It's going to be Good Afternoon Roswell.
So now you can sleep in and come in for lunch.
Correct, because we've just noticed that people don't want to get up at super early in the morning and come have coffee. I mean, I have coffee and donuts at McDonald's for everybody. But I've noticed that since COVID, things have changed.
And people have
that's
schedules.
Fine.
People like their morning schedules busy.
Yeah.
They got a routine, and they,
and we're totally cool with that, because that's the whole purpose of these programs, is for the community, not for me.
Sure.
So,
and that's the first Tuesday of every month.
First Tuesday, or the first Tuesday of every month is Good Morning. Well, Good Afternoon Roswell. And so all of our lunches start at 11:30, and I try really hard to have everybody back in the office by 1.
Yeah.
But we do schedule 2-1 just in case that if we've got some really good conversations.
Gives people a chance to talk.
Well, because the second Tuesday of the month is our Sheriff's Social Luncheon. And let me tell you, the last few months with the sheriff have been fantastic. In fact, in October, he brought some goodies. The sheriff's department has some new toys. They have gloves. So instead of tasers, because whenever you deploy a taser, you have to put a new cartridge, in.
And it's only got one shot. And
correct.
That's pretty much Dunsky till you reload it. Yeah.
Exactly. And those are actually very expensive.
Not to mention if you got to hit them on skin.
Yes.
Like if you hit a coat, or especially we're getting colder months, the places they can actually shoot that and it actually is effective is less and less.
Correct. So the sheriff's department has gloves.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I need some gloves for my
I ain't gonna lie.
kids.
I feel like Darth Vader would walking around with those things. You know what I mean?
And so,
like,
so the sheriff brought these gloves to show us how they work.
Yeah.
That you can charge them like you do your phone. You just plug them into a USB and charge them, and then you put them on. You turn them on, and they're kind of like a taser, that they're not going to zap you if they touch you in your hair or your clothing.
Okay.
It does have to be direct skin, and it's not as heavy of a tase as a taser, but it's definitely attention getting.
Gotcha.
And so he did a demonstration on those.
But like for example, it would be great in like say crowd control.
That's
if the
exactly
law enforcement's trying to get to an incident and there's a crowd of people and he needs people to get out of the way, he can easily just grab them on their hand and be like, "Hey, move!"
Exactly.
And they're like, "Whoa!"
Just
and
tap,
then
tap,
he can get through.
Or if they are pursuing somebody, if you've ever been in the fetal position and tried to pull somebody's arms,
now they can touch it.
It's very difficult to get their arms
They
out
got the
from under
leverage,
them. But if they tap you with those gloves on the small of your back, all of a sudden you're a starfish, and it's very easy to apprehend.
Yeah. And no one gets hurt or killed.
Exactly.
By doing it. So it's a great way to do that.
It's less than lethal.
Everybody gets to live another day and sort it out. So.
And then his second toy he brought was a shield.
Okay.
This shield looks like Captain America's shield.
All right.
And it deploys sound
Okay.
Once again, it's a good crowd disperser.
Okay.
It gets the attention, and he did turn it on in the conference room. He gave everybody a heads up. He's like, I think you need to plug your ears. And even with your ears plugged, it was pretty loud. So I, wanted to hear the full effect. So I unplugged my ears, and it's pretty, it's pretty stout.
Good deal.
And so he was like, yeah, you go into a chicken fight, and he goes, all of a sudden, even the chickens are like, whoa, okay, what's going on?
Which, believe it or not, that stuff they actually come across more often than you think.
Well,
where they come
exactly.
and there's these chicken fight rings and things like that going on.
Yeah.
It happens more often than people think.
And that's exactly what he said. He goes, you would be surprised at the things and the places that we go and see and do.
Absolutely. So, well, that's cool. So, but that'll be the second Tuesday of every month. You can come in here, the sheriff, and usually Charles is there, and maybe some of his sergeants.
Correct.
So you kind of usually get a chance to meet some of his
new
leadership,
recruits, things like that. Yeah, the sheriff does a great job.
Yeah.
And then our last Tuesday of the month is our education lunch. However, we are taking a hiatus on education
for the holiday break.
For the holidays, because, for example, NEMI is getting ready to be done for their semester at Thanksgiving. Of course, RASD is getting ready to go into their testing, and then we go into Christmas break.
So November, December, we take those months off for the education.
Correct.
And we'll pick it back up in January.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, so if you want to be educated on the things that are going on in our community with the county, with the city, with the sheriff's department, within education, come to the chamber. We've got the people in place that are at the forefront of all of this to come and give the updates. Of course, chat with Chaves County. We've got our county manager, county commissioners, department heads that will come in and give you an update. What's going on within the county? And come ask your questions. Please come prepared with questions, because I promise you, all of these leaders in our community want the community to ask the questions, because then they know how to direct their efforts.
Absolutely. And for a by the way, gee whiz, I don't know if you heard the replay interview this morning, but we had Chaves County Manager Bill Williams and Tina Dixon, Roosevelt County Commissioner, join us live in person yesterday. But we talked about the 30 by 30 and all that stuff. And so, like, for instance, that county meeting today, that's a good time. Usually Bill Williams is there. And so if you're like, I heard that interview, I want to ask a few more questions, he'll be happy to talk to you more about that. That's, it's technically county related, but not county related. It's a bigger picture thing. But Chaves County is equally involved in that fight with our other neighboring Lee and Eddy and all the other counties, Roosevelt and so forth in southeast New Mexico here. So they'll be happy. So if you want to know more about that kind of stuff and what they're at, come to the county.
And that's exactly what this is all about, is for you to be able to ask those in-depth questions, because even if you go to the county commission meetings, there's not always that time for the public participation. I mean, you can publicly participate and give your thoughts, but there's not going to be that conversation where you can ask questions and get answers. Our luncheons at the chamber are that time for you to have that interaction.
And it takes out the filters. It really does. It allows you to talk one-on-one with the people making the decisions, or the people that are adjacent to the people making the decisions. And so it is a direct conduit to the people that are doing that. And so with that, you cut out the filters of a media partner in there, or someone spinning some way. You can hear it directly out of the horse's mouth and decide for yourself. Yeah, that's a good answer, or no, that's a political spin thing that they just
absolutely.
told me.
And I'm telling you, after doing these, since June, since this summer when we started to bring back all of these programs, that the community leaders do want to know, because if the community does not tell our community leaders, the county commission, the city council, how to steer the ship, then they're going to go do whatever they want to do versus what the community wants.
Absolutely.
And our elected leaders really, at least in this area, really truly want to do as the community wants them. They would really rather not have to just do what they want.
Absolutely. They bow to the will of the people at the end of the day, and the people in their districts. And so, always stay in touch with your county commissioner, your city councilor.
Yeah.
If you have issues or questions or want to stay, that's why they're there. They're there to represent you in these forums. So
exactly.
that's why you vote here next week and everything else, to make sure that the people that are making these decisions are the ones that agree with what you agree with.
Absolutely. And if I rattled off a lot of stuff pretty quick. If you don't know, what's today, what's going on today, go onto our website, roswellnm.org, and go to our events page with our community calendar, and everything's on there. You'll be able to see exactly what's going on, and you can RSVP. There's no cost to any of our luncheons right now. But I just like to get a head count because I'd rather have enough food.
Well, we don't want to order
everybody.
an army of food and only 20 people are eating it. So, or 10 people are eating it.
Exactly. Or 10 people worth of food and I get an army.
And you get 30 people. So.
I try to, make sure that we've got enough food for everybody.
Absolutely.
And so that's the only reason I ask for RSVPs. But if you forget and you don't RSVP, show up anyway.
We'll find a spot for you.
Absolutely.
And maybe Sheriff will share his sandwich with you.
Right? Maybe, if you're lucky.
But yeah, these are great ways to get involved in things or find out what's going on. And of course, if you have questions about anything community related, the Chamber is a resource. If you're looking for resources on certain things, or maybe you're looking for a certain product or something that you are having trouble finding, let the Chamber say, hey, we got a great group of Chamber members.
Yes.
More likely, they probably have what you're looking for.
And sometimes my answer is, I don't know, but I always take your phone number, your email, your contact information, and then I will go do the research for you and contact you back, because I have gotten a few phone calls in the last few days asking about either community events or organizations, and I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Absolutely.
So let me go look, because if it's a thing in our area, we want to promote it.
Absolutely. So please go to our website, and it's the first of the month. You can get out your daily, your calendars, your iPad, your planner. Go to our Chamber website, and you can see the month of November, and you can start putting in, that's an event. Put that in my planner.
Exactly.
That's an event I want to do. Put in my calendar.
And if you are a community member, and so if you can hear our voices, you are a community member.
Absolutely.
Contact us at the Chamber for your events, and we'll get it on our community calendar, because that is one of the things that we do for the entire community, regardless of if you are a member or not. If you've got an event going on in the community, let me know, and we'll get it on our calendar. Because I want people to go to our calendar and go, oh my gosh, there's 15 things to do today. I need to choose.
Absolutely. And of course, don't forget, we have our amazing red coats that are honestly the best.
They're fantastic.
The best part of the Roswell Chamber of Commerce.
I think so. Absolutely.
They are definitely the class of the organization. And but don't forget, Chamber members and things. If you got events or ribbon cuttings or an anniversary or things, our red coats love to come and support your events like that.
Yes, we love to do business after hours to showcase our members. Our ribbon cuttings and grand openings. In fact, we've had 4 ribbon cuttings and grand openings in the last 2 weeks. Everything got kicked off over at NEMI on the 19th with their academy, their preparatory academy.
Yeah, they had the official grand opening. They've been open for a couple months now.
Yes, the 6th graders have been in school the whole time, but they got the 6th grade wing of their building complete, so the 6th graders got to move in and have class over there. So on the 19th, there was a huge grand opening and ribbon cutting, and there was, I think, about between 50 and 60 people showed up from the community to be a part of the event. It was a fantastic event. And then that weekend, St. Mark's had their pumpkin patch, as they always do, so you could have gotten
it's passed now. The pumpkins have passed.
In fact, yesterday I went past and there was not
one. They go through the pumpkins.
They go quick.
I mean, there's so many, but they get rid of every single one of them every year. So they don't even have, I guess if you're looking for leftovers to feed deer or something near you.
No, they didn't have nary a one.
So, yeah.
So.
But that's a good idea, by the way. If you got friends that live out in the county and stuff and don't know what pumpkins, put out there. They'll feed the animals. Love that stuff. I know my in-laws, they used to live up in Alto, and they lived kind of in the, Alto. It's very, very...
Very rustic.
Yeah, and so... Yeah, they had acres of land out there, so every year the pumpkins, they'd throw them up on a tree, and the deer would go eat them.
Yeah.
Or the elk. Yeah, it was
exactly.
Every time, so.
And then on the 24th, last week, Plateau had their big grand opening. They moved their sales office up north to what used to be the Washington Federal Bank building on Main Street.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And it was another fantastic event. It was just wonderful. And then Steel Depot out on East Po behind the fairgrounds just built a brand new building.
Okay.
So they can do some fabricating. Okay. And so if you've got a need for steel, you don't have to go out of town.
They got you covered. And Steel Depot, do they also, because I think, don't they also, like Christmas around the corner, don't they sell like chainsaws and stuff like that too? Or is it just the steel?
I believe it's just the steel, but you can contact them and they're going to let you know. I was thinking
they sold like stuff like that too, so if you're looking for that. But
because we were just in the new building.
I got you.
And it is a huge building where they can do your edging for anything that you need, your roofs, your fences, but you can also get your metal fencing and your metal roofs. So if you like to do DIY it, you can do it, or if you want it contracted and done by people that do this for a living. But you can still buy your stuff, your supplies here in town.
Good.
And that was something I didn't know about, that I thought you had to go out of town. And so talking with Steel Depot and the guys over there, it was pretty cool. It's a pretty cool facility. So if anybody wants to go out there and see it, and then this spring, they're going to do a business after hours to showcase everything that they're doing out there.
I think they should all have Superman costumes.
Right? Oh, that would be awesome.
Man of Steel, right?
There you go.
Superman.
And then, so that was everything we've done within the last 2 weeks. So we have been busy. And then this weekend, on Saturday, we've got 2 events going on.
Okay.
There's the Alzheimer's Walk.
Yes.
It's going to be right out here at the county courthouse. So come out. The ceremonies, I think registration opens up about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
And if you got some people want to put the team together and you get
it's never too late.
They'd love to have you do that.
Absolutely. Stuff. And then we'll do a couple of laps around the courthouse.
Yeah.
So
even if you don't have a team together, come out, bring out support. They've got a lot, like they'll do the garden thing, and they do a lot of the somber side where we honor those that have lost their battles, but there's a lot of the fun stuff too.
Absolutely.
Because to be honest, there's a lot of hope in the Alzheimer's world.
There is a ton of hope. There is so much going on. The research, they're getting closer and closer to what they're calling a cure.
There's people that we feel like in our lifetime we might see.
Yes.
People that are recovered from Alzheimer's.
It's very exciting. So come out and be a part of that. And then also at 10 a.m. at the Boys and Girls Club, the
Community Health
Day Fair.
Yeah. It's informational. I think they will have if you want the screenings,
I believe so.
The glucose
and blood pressure, that kind of stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah. Although I think you need to fast if you do glucose. I don't know for sure, but I think if you're going to be testing for diabetes, you can't come on a full stomach.
So.
I think you have to be in. Call and ask if reach out to.
But come out. That's Saturday. At the Boys and Girls Club. Our red coats are going to be out there doing a ribbon cutting to kick off everything.
And if you haven't been out to the Boys and Girls Club, they during COVID, they remodeled that building. It's a brand new building.
Oh, it's beautiful in there.
And so if you haven't been in there, use this as an excuse to walk in and check it out. Get some health fair stuff done, get some information, bring your whole family, because there'll be stuff for the kids, there'll be stuff for the adults. It's really a lot. And of course, if you want to learn more about the services of Boys and Girls Club, they'll have representatives there too.
Correct.
So if you need maybe you're looking for after school help with your family, Boys and Girls Club, they got you covered.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you need that stuff, come to the fair as well. They'll be happy to talk to you about that.
So that's what we've got going on. And then, of course, we're just always looking for members at the chamber.
Absolutely.
If you can hear my voice, you are a part of our community.
Absolutely.
And we would love for you to be a member. We've got all different levels of membership, depending on what your needs and wants are. And then, of course, our membership helps. Every membership helps every other member as well. So if you are, for example, one of our platinum members, which is our highest level membership, that money helps filter down for some of our mom and pop places here in town that don't have the extra ability to be able to create their websites, do marketing, things like that.
Generally speaking, our platinum and those higher levels, they're corporations, companies that have an HR department that has a marketing department, things like that, where a lot of our smaller businesses, the marketing department, the HR department is one person. You
Correct.
know what I mean? And so that's where the chamber can help in, where, the big corporate, they go in because it's helping with the community and getting involved, because they're, those corporations have to do more with reputation and things when they come
absolutely.
in. And so they invest that way to promote their businesses. And the smaller businesses get the actual nuts and bolts dollars and things that we need to say, hey, I don't have $1,000 a month to spend on advertising, but through the chamber, I can use their resources.
Correct.
And get my name out there. And it basically cost me what it cost me for a year to be a member at the chamber.
Exactly.
And all of that's part of that.
And the different benefits that we offer to our members, regardless of if you are an entry level base package membership or a platinum member, is some of the things that we offer. We've got all of our social media that we can help advertise on. We do have our website. We once you're a member, you have access to our red coats, so you can have your business after hours, your grand openings, your ribbon cuttings. We love to go to small
businesses and say, hey, check out this new boutique in town or this new restaurant in town.
And the biggest benefit that we offer is when we get calls into the office, the first place I look for resources is in our membership. I don't Google. I mean, I do Google. I know how to do that stuff. But the first thing we do is we go into our membership database. And if you're a member, those are the people that we send out to when requested.
Occasionally we need services ourselves. And so we look to our chamber members that provide those services.
That's where we go first.
Like,
and then, for example, if I don't have a tree widget guy that is a member, then I will go Google or go to the phone book and see who's out there. But we go to our membership first.
Absolutely. So please call or come by the chamber, reach out, or go to our website. And you could shoot an email through there and say, hey, I heard I'm interested in learning more about being a chamber member. And Andrew will get to you pretty quick here. And get
if
the ball
there's
rolling.
something we're not doing that the community and our members want us to do, call me. Let me know, because I don't know what the community wants. If I don't know what everybody wants, then I can't go and fulfill.
Absolutely. And of course, don't forget, we're only 2 months away basically from legislative session and all that kind of stuff. And so the chamber will get active in that side.
Yes,
too,
we will
here.
start pushing out the information on what's going on. And it's only a 30-day session, so it'll go fast and furious.
I know, generally speaking, we go to Santa Fe and they do the chamber. And so we ask for like giveaways and things to go up there. It's not too early to ask if you if you want to showcase your business up in Santa Fe and so the chamber, they have like receptions where all the legislators come in and hobnob and everything. And so, but this is an opportunity for a lot of businesses, entities to kind of put their agenda in front of these folks. And the chamber always is up there representing Roswell and Southeast New Mexico.
And this year, the legislative reception is January 29th.
Okay.
Leadership Roswell is planning on going up there. I just had that planning meeting.
Well, they'll be happy to go back to Santa Fe now after. I mean, like last year they went, I think, was the first time. But the couple years before that with COVID and stuff, they've been doing the Ruidoso trip, which was awesome.
Oh, it was fantastic, but it's definitely not the same.
There's not a legislative session going on in Ruidoso during that time.
Correct. And so, like I said, Leadership Roswell is planning on going up to Santa Fe on the 29th of January. So, yes, if you are a business that wants to be showcased and highlighted, we would love to. For example, NEMI is always a huge supporter of us, and they give us giveaways. Yeah. And anything helps. If you have pens, if you have pads of paper, if you've got the little squishy stress balls, those are a huge thing, by the way.
Because you can throw them at people and not do any damage.
Absolutely.
You're like your kids. You could chuck them at your kids.
The Gallup chamber always has the corn necklaces.
Okay.
And that is one of the biggest, when my kids were little, they loved that. They're not so much now that they're teenagers. They're kind of like, Mom, whatever.
They've outgrown that.
But they're cool because it's something that I would wear anyway, because they've got them in different colors. It's not just corn kernels on a
and it's
string,
one of those things where people ask
cool
about it, or the people that know. It's like, oh, I know where you've been. Or people are like, well, that's beautiful. Where'd you get that from? And it strikes a conversation.
So, like I said, if if you're a business and you want to be highlighted at our legislative reception,
all that stuff's great. Knickknacks,
please,
even like jerky or snacks and things.
Exactly.
You know, if it's like your local business that you want to promote your product, give us some samples to take up there. That's the kind of stuff. You know, coffee or nuts always seem to be very, because the neck of woods we come from here, those kind of things seem to be very popular.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you right now, Alamogordo and south of us, all the pistachio farms are going to have their pistachios highlighted.
So if you want to spotlight some of that Roswell stuff, reach out to Andrew.
Let's do the Roswell pecans. Let's do, I could name off about 50 different businesses right now I'm like, you guys have goodies.
Well, I mean, some of our like restaurants and candy places like that, or bakeries and stuff.
And it doesn't have to be a large amount. Please,
whatever you want to.
Don't think, oh my gosh, well, I don't have 2,000, packets of pecans to give out. 50.
Yeah, that'd be plenty.
25, 50 is, because if everybody gives me 50 items, then all of a sudden I have enough, because we sit there at the legislative reception for about 3 hours.
Yeah, and then you get people come through, and it's literally like when you go in the commercial building during the fair.
Exactly.
And you got the bags. It's
that's exactly what it's like.
It's very similar to that.
And I promise you, towards the end of the night, it's so funny, because then if we have anything left over, that, especially if it's perishable, we're sure,
because you don't want that coming back.
I am not schlepping stuff home if I don't have to.
And you don't want to give the kids like 80 pounds of brownies eating away or whatever it is, And so it's like, please. So yes, but if you'd like to do that, spotlight your business. If you got pens or rulers or notepads or toothpick holders, whatever cool little marketing gadget you have.
The hospitals usually give us, like you said, the little rulers. Eastern's usually really good with the 6-inch rulers. Loveless usually has the Band-Aid holders that you can stick your Band-Aids in.
Or if you have like little hand sanitizers, those are always
even pre-COVID, people love those little hand sanitizers.
People like to keep them in their purse or their pocket or something, or keep in their car. All of us have that drawer.
Well, you never know when you need it.
Full of hand sanitizer and napkins and all those stuff you just keep in there, and this stuff's perfect for that.
And people, I'm telling you, up in Santa Fe, people love it. And I'll be honest, if you've got an alien on your logo, I don't care how dumb you think your promotional item is. If it's got an alien, and you would think we all live in New Mexico, oh my gosh, everybody's saturated. No, I am telling you, you go north of I-40 and people are like, do you have aliens?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have aliens? I want alien stuff.
They love it.
And it goes so fast.
My brother, who lives in Virginia, yesterday being Halloween and all that, and so my youngest nephew, his youngest son, he wore it to school. It was the other day his favorite T-shirt day they had at school, and he wore his "I Got Abducted in Roswell" T-shirt that he got when he was visited here, and it was the most popular shirt there.
Right.
And then sure enough, guess what we did for Halloween? I think you've probably seen it. It's that blow-up costume.
Was he a blow-up alien?
Yeah. So,
oh, my gosh.
So he was like being abducted by the alien. You know that one where you're
so
the alien
cool.
and then like your legs, and it looks like you're being carried and abducted by an alien. Yeah, so he was that. And and it was the popular one, and that's in Virginia. And that's the same way even up north in Santa Fe and Taos and those places.
As soon as you leave Roswell, and I know that as locals, at one time or another, every single one of us has rolled our eyes and gone, aliens. No, I'm telling you, it has gotten me into places that I've had no business going by having a dinky little lapel pin that has an alien.
That is that card that Roswell, New Mexico carries with it everywhere it goes.
Oh, I've gotten behind the scenes of things, and my kids and my husband are like, how did you disappeared? And I'm like, well, I had this alien thing and I talked to the right guy.
Sure.
So I went, and they're like, you didn't invite us? I'm like, that's what happens when you wander away from mom.
Yeah. And I'm wondering too if by then, because for folks that don't know, the Roswell and Chaves County EDC has been working hard with this Reno air races stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering by January if we're going to have a little bit better picture of where we're at in that one.
We probably will, because I know that they're getting ready to do the
I know some site visits coming up here in the next month or so.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know if by then, if we had.
But I don't know if by January we'll know
if an answer, or at least,
maybe
or if we're whittled down to three cities or something.
Know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
But yes, also the Reno air races. You know, when they come to look at the community, roll out your red carpets.
Absolutely.
Because once again, everybody is saying that we need nightlife, we need restaurants, we need whatever. The Reno air races are not the end-all be-all answer to everything, but it's a start.
It's a
start.
Yeah, it's the kind of could be the catalyst that triggers a bunch of others.
Well, it's like the UFO festival when it first started, when Dusty Huckabee and Main Street Roswell first started that. I remember being here, and the community did kind of the same thing. Well, we don't have hotels. We don't have this. Well, if everybody will remember, it was within 3 years of the UFO festival, we got a lot of our hotels. We got a lot of this other new stuff in town. That is kind of where the Reno air races are. And the difference is between the UFO festival and the races, we'll have about a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah. 2025 is when we're kind of on the stage when this happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So nothing's going to happen till the fall of 25.
Yeah.
So think about all of the developers and the investors that will come into the community and go, okay, we're going to do RV parks. We're going to do some hotels. We're going to do nightlife. We're going to do shopping.
They kind of say that there is a large percentage of the people that support the Reno air races are camping. They love to bring the RVs and the campers, and that's what they do. So we already been we've had some RV parks and things that are already in the lexicon of being built here over the last year or two here. So we're going to see a lot more of that coming in, I think, because of that. And that's a good thing. And to be honest, it's also going to force them to do more at the airport. We're going to have to create more parking and more things, more amenities out there.
Yeah, so people, once again,
spur that growth into
you
there,
want
too.
More flights to other places other than to just Dallas, or you want
this gives
more
them a
flights?
reason to do these things.
If we are a community that is showing a want and a need, those things will come.
The juice might be worth the squeeze for other airline industries to put a plane coming in and out of Roswell.
And it all starts with a dream.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be like, I can go to American Eagle or Southwest or United or
how
whatever.
Cool would that be if we became a regional hub for something?
Be nice. But things like this begat those kind of things.
Yes, or the little boutique airs things, so we could get a flight to Albuquerque, because that's another thing I've heard. What about Albuquerque?
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah, this all could help with that.
A 30-minute
could
flight.
Be that part where, because that's another thing, they want direct access to the town to get in.
Correct.
And so that airport is very much a part of that.
That's right.
So expansion of that is kind of, I think, just part of the natural progression of this whole deal if it goes through.
That's right.
But anyway,
if you have any questions, 575-623-5695, 575-623-5695, or roswellnm.org, or come on by.
Yeah, come on by and ring the doorbell.
If you see my white Armada out there, ring the doorbell, and we will let you in, and let's have a conversation.
Absolutely, and if you don't, of course, don't hesitate to leave a message or something on Facebook or whatever, and say, hey, can I get,
and I try to contact everybody as quickly as possible. But there's only a couple of us in the office, so there's sometimes a lag.
I'm about to say, there's one person doing everything at the moment. So give a little time for that.
That's right.
Thank you, Andrew, as always.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll see you next time.
All righty.
All right, it is 9:54. Let's shut our holes and update you on news and weather and all that, and we'll be back. Don't go away. Maybe.
Now your Pecos Valley News update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Roswell police continue investigating a deadly shooting. A man's body was found Sunday afternoon, October 22nd, in the backyard of a residence in the central part of the city. A statement from RPD says officers responded after getting the report of gunshots from the area of 300 East Deming Street. Once there, they found 33-year-old Corey Adam Deck deceased. There's been no information given regarding a potential motive or any suspect information. However, if you know anything, you should call Roswell Police. Election officials in Eddy County say more than 1,400 people have cast an early ballot ahead of Tuesday's general election. County Clerk Kara Cook says that's up from 940 ballots that were cast as of October 25th. Early voting will come to an end on Saturday at the clerk's office, 325 South Main Street in Carlsbad, and at the Eddy County Sub-Office, 602 South 1st Street in Artesia. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Honey, read this. Seems Councilman Barry Foster didn't pay his water bill for over 2 years, owing almost $2,000.
How? They would have cut his water off.
State mandates the water service couldn't be cut during COVID.
This says the Fosters make around $150,000 a year, and they refuse to pay their water bill?
Since Barry Foster's been on city council, city debt has tripled. With rising crime, he voted against hiring 5 new police officers.
And the city delayed vital repairs to our drinking water system. Now, repair costs have skyrocketed.
It's time for a change.
Change by voting for Carlos Marujo.
He's a supervisor at Eastern New Mexico U. Carlos knows how inflation impacts Roswell's working families.
Carlos Marujo will demand Roswell live within its means. He respects taxpayers.
We can't afford 16 years of Councilman Barry Foster.
Our Values PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by Our Values PAC. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Central Valley Electric is continually learning and advancing technology that improves electric service, reliability, and safety, and in turn enhancing the quality of life for members that we serve in our local communities. CVE offers an account management program called Smart Hub that allows members to track their usage, set up convenient pay methods, and the ability to manage their energy use with smart technologies. A secure system such as Smart Hub is an easy tool to use. To sign up, visit cvecoop.org and click Smart Hub to get started.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
And good morning. We're closing in on 8 o'clock. Stay tuned next hour. We'll have Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico join us in studio. On the phone will be Robert Johnston with Pepper's Grill and Bar talking about their Heritage Dinner coming up just a few short weeks away. But first, we'll be back after the other side of news. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. On land and sea and from the air, Israel's Gaza offensive rolls on.
Israeli troops have been advancing into Gaza from 3 routes, all mainly in the north so far, according to a U.S. research group. Meanwhile, politicians have been scrambling to ease the siege of the embattled enclave, which has seen thousands of Palestinians killed so far. Hundreds of foreign passport holders and wounded Palestinians were allowed out of Gaza for the first time, exiting via Egypt's Rafah crossing, which was previously closed. Many Arab countries who had made peace with Israel have expressed mounting unease at the war. Jordan recalled its ambassador to Israel and asked Israel's envoy to leave Jordan until the siege stopped. I'm Karen Chamas.
House Republicans helped to kill a resolution of censure against Democrat Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. The resolution citing Tlaib for anti-Semitic remarks and for encouraging pro-Hamas activists to storm the Cannon House office building. A high school football game helps Lewiston, Maine take another step along the long road to recovery.
The Lewiston High School football team ran onto the field with cheers as they played their first game since last week's shooting massacre. Their opponents, Edward Little High School of Auburn, whom they beat 34-18. Lewiston Police Chief David St. Pierre told the crowd that the football game was more than just a game.
It is a symbolic return to unity following the tragic event that has shaken both of our communities.
I'm Donna Warder.
The baseball season wraps up with the Texas Rangers winning their first World Series. Rangers beat the Diamondbacks 5-0 in Game 5. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 276 points, the Nasdaq 165 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The tsunami-disabled Fukushima nuclear plant has started its third release of treated radioactive wastewater into the sea after Japanese officials said the two earlier releases went well. The discharge of a planned 7,800 tons of treated water began today and will last through the 20th of this month. The plant began the first wastewater release in August and will continue to do so for decades to come. Winds of up to 108 miles per hour have slammed the French Atlantic coast overnight as a powerful storm batters Western Europe. It uprooted trees, blew out windows, left 1.2 million French households without electricity. Heavy rains linked to the storm pushed ashore at the southwest tip of England, and the UK's national weather forecaster is urging people to take precautions. A truck driver was killed when his vehicle was hit by a falling tree in northern France. News and analysis, townhall.com. The National Hockey League set to reevaluate its safety protocols.
The death of American hockey player Adam Johnson from a skate blade to the neck has led officials in the NHL and other leagues to continue discussions about cut-resistant protection. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman.
We've been looking at, in terms of cuts to the wrist, cuts to the leg, and worse.
Bettman and Players Association Executive Director Marty Walsh have already touched base.
It's a change for the players, but it's also about protecting them. So I think we will have those conversations.
More talks are planned between the league and union on the topic of skate blade safety. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
Amid efforts to keep former President Trump off the ballot in Colorado, a similar effort is unfolding in Minnesota. A Civil War-era constitutional insurrection clause is the basis. Mr. Trump describes it as an attempt by political foes to destroy his re-election bid. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Hope it's all going amazingly well for you.
Tis indeed. It's technically my Friday.
Very good.
We'll be venturing off into the warm waters of a hot spring down by TRC.
Nice.
Booked a spot at the, it's called the Pelican.
Okay.
Inn and Spa.
Oh, are you by yourself? Are you going with some friends?
Yeah, I'm going by myself to a hot spring.
I don't know if you needed a little me time.
This is how I break away. I just go and soak solo.
You know what? I would do that.
Honestly, if I'd have thought of it, yeah, it sounds delightful. Just to kind of go off by yourself and just have a single soak.
Right, you don't have to share.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know.
Get a full body, like a hot stone massage or something.
You make your own bubbles in the tub, ain't no one gonna say.
This isn't a jacuzzi. It is now. Get in. No, I don't want it.
Well, cool. That sounds like fun.
You ever done the hot spring thing?
I've not. I've always wanted to.
It's really neat. I've done it a couple of times. I've only ever been to a couple. I've been to the one, not the same one that we're going to this weekend, but I've been to TRC and had their hot springs. Those are nice. The one I remember distinctly was we went to one in Arkansas. There's a hot spring there, and I think it's in Fort Smith.
Okay.
But just really, just all natural tubs, and just the water flows in. And yeah, you don't think about like naturally hot water, but it gets hot.
It gets
real hot.
Toasty.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So, like, do you get a room that has one of these tubs in it, or?
Yeah. Well, you with your room, you get access to a private room that has like a tub.
Okay, so private, like it's just you and your party, not the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So
interesting.
Should be nice.
Gee whiz, curious. Ballpark fee on what that cost?
So the place I got it from, it was, and I booked it like a week in advance.
Yeah.
$85 a night.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, report back. Might do a thing with the missus. Issues into that.
There you go.
I always wanted to see it at least once. You know, we talked about it, and then life happened, and but we've talked about doing it. So maybe we need to set aside one of these times to go do that.
And it's just, and every aspect of my life is saying right now, you don't really have the the time or the energy to take a trip for yourself. You should be focusing on other people, other things. But boy, do I need this.
So
I just need a weekend just to not think about everything else.
So is this more of a wintertime activity or a summertime activity?
Really, it's anytime. I mean, I would think that when you're hot from the summer, it probably doesn't behoove you to climb into a hot
that's
spring.
what I was wondering. Yeah.
But I mean, the benefits are there year round. I mean, you get mineral water. So the other time that I've actually experienced it was during the summertime. It was, I used to go to summer camp down in TRC. And that was one of the things they offered was, go to the hot spring.
Yeah.
And so I did, but it was in the middle of the summertime, and I still enjoyed it.
Nice.
Just like taking a hot bath.
Do you feel invigorated or anything when you get done?
I think I'm going to get more from it this trip than I did then because I was young and spry and all my joints still like worked and felt fine.
Now you're a little more seasoned.
I'm a lot more achy now, so I feel like this will be more beneficial.
Yeah. We'll report back. I'll be curious to see how the experience was because I think that'd be something my wife and I'd be into. A weekend deal, going to get away and do that.
Should be nice.
We talked about it. We just, I don't know, never actually, booked it and did it.
Right.
So, yeah, maybe I'll have to do that. It'd be kind of neat. So, I always like places like that we can do and take a getaway and just kind of relax, chill. And
the one thing I've never gotten to experience, like in my entire professional life, is what it's like to just have a last day and then go on vacation. Because every time in radio I've ever had to take time off, it's you work ahead to cover the time that you're going to be off.
Yeah, sure.
So it's it's the scramble day before the final the relaxation couple of days. So I've never had that experience where it's like you just clock out at the end of the day and be done. Like, what's that like?
We ain't done it yet.
It's like in my world, every time I've taken time off, it's panic, 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 panic.
Yeah, I think that's just life in general. It's not just here. Because, you end up, like I love vacations and I like to take them and all that, but you end up doing more prep work before and then you're usually slammed after. And you're like, man, I need a vacation just to get back to recouping the vacation.
I love my friend Misty. But one of the worst things about going on vacation with her is she maximizes every second of our time. And what she does, and God love her, she finds these great deals beforehand, Groupons and all this these different packages. So then we're obligated to go. It's like, it sounds cool when we save $100 on a water park tickets, but we actually have to go. We're gonna be all tired afterwards, and sunburned, and
you want the vacation not on schedule,
right?
You want to just whims it, on a whim.
And it always ends in like you're in panic mode. Going from place to place, making sure you get all your ducks covered.
Sure. To me, that's kind of why I like the beach vacation. I mean, you can book it up like that if you want to. It's like, well, I got parasailing at 2, and then I got, whatever at 2:07, or, but I always like the one that's like, what are you going to do today? I don't know. I'm going to sit here and watch the day go.
That's why I like the idea of like a sandals resort vacation, because they do give you all the, it's like, you could front load the day, but it's all inclusive. So you're not having to like feel like you're getting your money's worth, you can go parasailing, or you can do the scuba thing, or just kick back on the beach.
Yeah.
Or do the fun thing I would do if I was at a Sandals resort, try to sneak off base and, interact with the locals. Possibly get my wallet stolen by a local. Really live the experience.
End up on a State Department.
Drink some water I'm not supposed to, Get like that special kind of dysentery.
I've had some of that, where like I've been on cruises before when we go to visit, and like the cruises are always nice, but like Nassau, we went to Nassau and it's one of those things where they got the touristy area, but you get too far into town, and you're like,
like when you start seeing street meat on the side of the road, it's maybe I should go back to the resort.
And now this was years ago, but like as soon as you got off the boat, they had like 50 people wanting to braid your hair.
Oh, rushing up trying to sell you stuff.
Like they were even trying to braid my hair, and I'm like, dude, you see? And I had a little more hair then, but not much. And I'm like, he's like, oh, there's enough up there. I'm like, are you crazy? My wife did, and she got it done. I had it for. Like they say it's good for months, but she said it was so tight that after a couple days it just hurt. So
with the beads and all that,
yeah, a whole deal. She looked great. It was awesome. They did a good job. I just couldn't believe they tried to do that to me. I'm like, are you crazy?
I always have two parallel thoughts whenever I see somebody with dreadlocks, and that looks so cool, but also I feel like that would smell so bad.
Like after a while,
you can't wash it, right?
Yeah,
you can't wash your. The whole point is keeping the funk is what holds it together.
Yeah, I don't.
And it's like again, I love hemlock to death, but I could never imagine what it's like for.
It feels like it's a lot of work for grossness. It's like, does it look that good? I don't know, but yeah, people love it. Whatever's your bag, I don't care. But yeah, I wouldn't do it. Not my thing. So.
I mean, I know there's dry shampoo and stuff, but that only does so much.
You ever tried that?
Personally, no.
I have.
Yeah?
On a whim. Just why not? Because I was like, what a great idea. What if I'm busy? And and I mean, it works. It makes your hair feel cleaner. Clean-ish. But the ones I had all smelled funny.
Yeah.
Like even though, and they tried, like one was like sea breeze and one's like, I don't know, something, the very similar to like if you buy a candle, some of those scents there. It just all smelled weird to me. I'm like, is this how my hair's going to smell now? Like, I just rather washed it.
Does it feel like dusty afterwards? That's the problem I always have with the dry shampoo is I'm like, I'm not going to get this all the way out.
Yeah. It felt a little powdery. Like I felt like I was leaving powder up there or something.
Like the way I sweat, I feel like I'd be making biscuit dough by the end of the day,
I didn't have any of those problems, but to be honest, I wasn't that impressed. I mean, I bought a can one time because I was like, what a novel idea. I'll try it. And yeah, it didn't in my head, it was a lot better than it actually was. So, but I'm guessing for people, I think it's good for like people that have real oily hair.
Sure.
And maybe like in the morning, you take your shower and get cleaned up by, say you got date night or whatever, and you're starting to oil up a little bit and you just do that.
Throw a little dust in there.
I don't think it replaces showering.
Yeah, I know.
But, like if you, because I get it, as I've gotten older, your body changes a little bit. And, as your younger days, you're like, man, I just looked at something hot and I started sweating.
Yeah.
And now I don't do that as much. So it's, the days where you're like, I got to wear an undershirt for my undershirt because I don't want to go through the undershirt to get to my main shirt. And I don't have to worry about that.
I bought a thing. This was back during the farmer's market. I bought a thing because I thought it smelled nice, but I don't really know how to use it.
Yeah.
And it's a sugar scrub. And they're like, well, you just, after your shower, you just, take it and scrub your skin with it. But it's like, then what? Do I rinse it off again? Or is it, because I don't want to be sticky.
Yeah.
It smells nice. It's the peaches and cream. It smells good, but I don't want to be sticky.
I think you do it in the shower.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never been one to exfoliate. I have a loofah. I figured that does enough.
Yeah. Like I wash it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I cannot answer your sugar scrub question.
My whole life, I've gauged my skin quality on as long as I don't look as bad as my dad's skin did, because he had really bad acne and he was pockmarked all over his face. As long as I don't have my dad's skin, I'm good.
I had that issue as a teenager. I mean, you can see my face from.
No, you're not as pockmarked. I remember deep like caverns in his face.
Yeah, not as bad as the dude from Grease, but remember the Grease movie, the bad guy?
Oh yeah,
yeah, him. I
made face.
I got to be honest. I'd like to see that guy like in another show and see what he was.
I assume most of it was makeup.
I don't think so. I think that guy looked like that.
Maybe.
I'm going to look that up. I'm going to have to go see where they are now. The bad guy from Greece. What's he been up to?
Right.
I don't even know his name.
Well, I just remember Create a Face.
Yeah, that's all I knew by. But anyway, we do have a full slate for you for this hour of the show.
Oh, yes.
We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit. Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast Mexico will join us in just a few minutes here. Talk about the Heritage Dinner. We'll also get on the phone with us Robert Johnston with Pepper's Grill and Bar. And, of course, they're the fine folks that will be providing the delicious eats for our Heritage Dinner here. So we got, this is like past the 2-minute warning. This is 4th and goal on the 1-yard line. Yep. If you want to get in for the touchdown.
They're bringing the chains in here in a minute.
Yeah, this is it. We're about to blow the whistle, and the ref's about to turn the lights off and all that stuff. But we still got a chance.
Well, his actual name in Greece was Craterface. He was just known as Craterface.
He didn't have a name other than Craterface.
If he did, it's not showing up here. But his real name is Dennis Stewart.
Okay.
He was diagnosed with HIV in 1993 and died from pneumonia as a result of complications from AIDS in 1994.
Oh, jeez.
So.
Guess that's why I haven't seen him in a while.
Yep. He's been counterbooked.
I guess. Man, I hate when these Where Are They Nows turn out like that.
You know what's funny is I've been watching these. I've been watching those timelines on YouTube where it takes like a year and just goes like January to December and talks about the big stuff. You don't realize looking back, and I mean at the time you did, but AIDS was such a big deal in the 90s.
Oh, I remember.
It was.
In the 80s.
80s for sure, but in the 90s, it like you just saw like people you'd never even thought of. Arthur Ashe, like from a blood transfusion or something, got HIV and ended up dying from it.
Oh yeah,
and it's like all these cases you forgot about. So AIDS was such a big deal back then.
Yeah, I remember living through that. I remember the early days. I remember when like Rock Hudson was diagnosed with HIV and AIDS, and to me that was kind of in my head. That was the celebrity that kind of started it all as the lexicon. Like when it was like, because I think there's some other people maybe on the underground or something, but when Rock Hudson was diagnosed with AIDS, I don't even think they said HIV at that point. I think he was.
No, it was And, originally it was called GRID.
Yeah,
gay-related immunodeficiency disorder.
And so, but it was and that was the one. And then when Magic got it, that was when it went like mainstream. If that is a thing, you can say it that
Magic
way.
Johnson really took AIDS mainstream.
That makes sense.
He really gave AIDS the shot it needed.
Like I think that was the first person that came out that people started saying, okay, this is just not for homosexuals.
Right. This is an everybody thing.
Yeah. So. No, but it put it into everyone was like, uh-oh, we got to pay attention.
So I guess the takeaway from this is if you have a friend who's got acne scars, be nice. Don't call him Craterface. God only knows what could happen.
What was that? Was real face?
No. Those are mostly makeup.
Oh, was it?
No, according to this.
Oh, good.
So it's prosthetic.
I feel a little better now. I thought that guy just naturally had that problem and he got a gig as Craterface. From Greece.
They said they touched up stuff. There were some that were naturally there.
Oh, so he wasn't like blemish free.
He wasn't fully covered in it.
They just added to it. Gotcha. They garbage pail kid him up.
What do you call it? They Germaned it. No, what's it called? Greeked it. They Greeked him. Like when you Greek products in like movies and TV shows, you're changing the labels to make them look, because they say it makes the letters look like they're Greek letters.
Oh, I never heard that term.
So like if you have like a can of Coke, they'll change it to where like they'll color the E in or whatever.
I've seen that part. I just didn't know it had a term.
Yep. It's called Greeking.
Interesting. It's all Greek to me. Is Amy here? Okay. I thought so. I thought I heard people moving around in there, but I couldn't tell. It is 8:21. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice temperatures all the way through the upcoming weekend, and we have high pressure parked over the Four Corners, so we'll be getting a lot of sunshine. Low 70s and sunny today. The wind should stay fairly light, about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clear tonight, and we're in the upper 30s to low 40s, and then warming up a little bit on Friday. Upper 70s and sunny. We'll stay right around 80 with sunshine Saturday and Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 34 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 64%. Winds currently out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Sunny, 76 for a high today. If you're complaining, well, you're kind of a complainer. It's pretty nice. Winds will be light and variable out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear tonight, overnight low of 40. Winds out of the southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Friday, sunny, hitting 80 tomorrow is what they're saying. Winds will be out of the southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, overnight low of 41 under clear skies. That's the good news. If you hate freezing overnight, you're out of that woods for the next couple days. We're going to be in the 40s overnight for the next few evenings. And then for Saturday, we're looking at highs once again around 80. Winds out of the northwest, 5 to 10. Clear overnight Saturday night with an overnight low of 42. Sunny and 81 for your Sunday. And clear overnight low of 47 for Sunday night. And then next week, 82 on Monday, 83 on Tuesday, 80 on Wednesday of next week. So sunny and 80s is really what we're dealing with for the next almost week or so here. All right, it is 23 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and then Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico will join us. We'll also get Robert Johnston on the phone with Pepper's Grill and Bar. He's going to be talking about the stuff you really want to hear. He's the food guy. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk Heritage Dinner and all of that on the other side. Quick break. We'll be back. Don't go away.
The Fergalicious boys can keep you hot this winter. Fergalicious. Oh yeah, it's getting cold out there, and Fergie's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep things hot in your home. They can come by and winterize your pipes and check your insulation, and you know they'll do it with nothing but love. Oh yeah, baby. Call the Fergalicious boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating at 622-2660. When you need it hot, Fergie's is on the job. Fergalicious.
From morning runs to playing with grandkids, taking part in activities brings great joy to our lives, but it can also come with injuries. And for those in physically demanding jobs, the daily grind can wear on muscles, bones, and joints and lead to acute and long-term disorders. If you're suffering from an orthopedic injury, let our Artesia General Hospital specialists help. The sooner you address the root cause, the sooner you'll be back to living life in motion. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/orthopedics.
In Matthew 18, Jesus calls a small child to himself and tells this story. What do you think? If a man owns 100 sheep and one of them wanders away, will he not leave the 99 on the hill and go look for the one that wandered off? And when he finds it, truly I tell you, he is happier about that one sheep than about the 99 that never wandered off. In the same way, your Father in heaven is not willing that any of these little ones should perish. This seems like a very illogical story to me. Jesus leaving the 99 to find one seems irrational and maybe even senseless, until that one is you. At one time or another, we have all been the one that was lost and needed to be found. Christ cares about each and every one of us and wants us all to be found no matter how lost we feel. There's nothing you can do that can stop him from loving you and wanting to extend his grace to you. He wants you to be found. Do you feel lost? The one that was lost, that's the one that Jesus found. Christians aren't perfect. They're just found and then forgiven.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Let's face it, guys. We're living in times where the truth is becoming more suppressed and censorship is increasing at an alarming rate, especially on social media platforms. It's Clyde, and I want to tell you about a safe and secure digital playground we put together just for you. It's aftermath.media. You get access to thousands of Ground Zero archives and podcasts, along with our private social media groups with your basic membership starting at only $7 a month. Each subscription includes tech support, access to the RSS feeds, along with our own chat room and Telegram channel. In addition, the premium membership includes research study groups, webinars, a document and movie library, a live video stream of Ground Zero, a monthly Zoom chat with me, and other bonus content. Be sure to check out our yearly specials as well. Sign up today while you're thinking about it. Sign up at aftermath.media. Again, that's aftermath.media.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. Amy McVeigh-Tejas back with us. And joining us on the telephone this morning, the telly, for those folks in Britain here today, Robert Johnston joining us from Pepper's Grill and Bar. Good morning, Robert. How you doing today?
Good morning, thanks. I'm doing awesome. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. Amy, good morning. How are you today?
Good. I'm great.
Good deal. Well, we are weeks away. We're now officially in November, officially. And so now we're down to about 3 weeks now? 3 weeks
a week from
to the day.
Today, a week from
today.
today.
Oh, is it a week? I thought it was like the later in the month.
No, it's a week from today.
Oh, never. I was thinking it was like the 20th. Oh, jeez, I'm way off. Yeah, I'm sorry.
But hey, maybe you think about food for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I guess I was. I was thinking later in the month, and I was like, oh man, I don't know why, but yeah, we're a week away from our big heritage dinner honoring Mary Lou Glass. And so the fact that Robert is on the phone with us means that you guys are lucky if you missed out, because I don't think we normally get to go this late on getting a food reservation in for this event. But so Robert, first, thank you for you and everyone over there at Peppers for working with us and letting us, kind of drag this out a little bit. I know that's kind of a nightmare logistically for you guys on that. So, but I'm guessing we're drop dead right at the last minute, aren't we?
No, we're good. We have plenty of time for people to still order food from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. We can take more people. The more money they raise, the better for them and for the community. So, yeah, just, get a hold of Amy and let her know that you're still interested and would like to join this fun festival that they do every year. We'll be happy to take more orders. The more, the merrier.
Well, but do these fine folks a favor and don't wait. Let's get her done today. I mean, they do have to order, make sure they got enough supplies and enough food for everybody, and make sure that they got staff and everything covered. Because, oh, by the way, when they're doing all of this for us on a Thursday night here, they're also, busy being a restaurant and catering to their customers and everything else. So it's we do create a fly in their ointment every time we do this. So we do appreciate all that. So, but at least we can do is try to get those numbers to you pretty quick. So, Amy, what's the absolute, you're drop dead that you can take in a reservation here to make sure, so we can get everyone that wants to get in here, but at the same time we don't want to leave Peppers in the lurch here.
So the way this event is set up, and huge shout out, Robert rocks, and he's the nucleus of all that over there. He's the magic behind the scenes, making it shine. So thank you for everything and his patience and support. We're just sending love to you, Robert, and everybody on your team. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. But please get it in this week.
So what needs to happen is we're not set up for hundreds of extra bags and all of these things logistically behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And this event, if you're not familiar with it, is not set up for somebody to just show up and have that.
Yes.
We're not set up for that, nor is Peppers.
Yes.
Now, we're willing to take advance orders, but to my understanding, we really have to have that hard count on Monday.
Sure.
No later, preferably tomorrow.
Okay.
Just for us to know on our end and everybody's end, because
Sure.
we've only got X amount of tickets and bags. The bags
Sure.
are numbered. I mean, we're very specific and intentional to make this event flow like it does. And let me remind people, we're feeding hundreds of people.
Oh, yeah.
We do it in 1 hour.
It isn't.
They make the food right there.
It's an orchestrated dance. It really is.
It really is. That's true. That is true. We're
And
making
it's-
some good music, right, Robert?
And it's a lot of entities involved, which that's what makes it more special. It's like, yeah, we got an orchestrated dance over at the Historical Society, but our orchestrated dance has to work with their orchestrated dance over at Peppers, because like you said, they've got to get out hundreds of meals within an hour here, and oh, by the way, run the restaurant at the same time and keep that running, and so people that are just there to have dinner don't realize that there's another event going on, and they're back.
Mm-hmm.
It's the duck in the water out, and they're out in the dining room. It's quiet and nice, and in that kitchen, it's 100 miles an hour in there.
And something off topic, but I have to say to you guys, Robert, is Mary Lou Glass loved Peppers.
And she
mic drop.
Yes.
Period.
And
she was definitely a regular. Yeah, we definitely missed Mary Lou Glass. She also did some of these events, over the years for the community. She was great into fundraising and especially for children. I know she had a special place for children in her heart. And that's also why the Historical Society was taking donations for children's books.
That's right.
Because
and
that
we
was
still
one
are.
of her passions.
We are. And every book will even have a little image inside noting. So let's give you, everybody listening, if they say, okay, guys, whatever, we're not doing the food thing, off subject, we're taking those books. And not only that, they're going to go to kids that didn't know Mary Lou Glass. So they're going to get a little sticker inside that book. And it's going to say, this book was donated in loving memory of Mary Lou Glass. And we hope that they come visit the museum. And that's a full circle blessing, because we're going to give these kids the story of the legacy of Mary Lou Glass.
Absolutely.
Boom. That's mic drop.
Yeah, this Heritage Dinner, it's
close to the heart.
Yeah,
too.
it's like others in some ways, but very different in others. And to be honest, we've scaled back the pageantry of this one because that doesn't represent or reflect the person that we're honoring here.
But it doesn't mean, Mike, those bags have to be perfect the stickers had to be straight, because details matter to her. Right, Robert? And can't you see, Robert?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Shining the, I can see her right now over at the Civic Center many years ago when Peppers was setting up, and she was shining every fork.
Yes.
Yeah, attention to detail, everything's going to be there.
We've done this event for them for over 20 years. But then in 2020, after that fun year, the Historical Society came up with this idea of doing a drive-through.
Yeah.
And it was a great brainstorm from them to come up with a way to continue to raise money for the Historical Society and for the community. So to do a drive-through event, I don't believe I've ever heard of anyone else doing such a thing. So for them and for us, it's been a blessing and something totally different that we can gather around and still help the community, even when things are difficult. So now that we've done it for a few years, we work well with them, and they're very helpful to us in getting this thing planned and get all those people that donate to them nice, hot, happy meals, and continue to raise money for the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico.
Absolutely.
Okay, Robert, can we do the mic thing and let's talk about the food?
Yes, I'm about to say the menu also reflects Mary Lou, some of her, like you said, she had a regular spot at Peppers here. And so these menu does reflect some of her tastes and enjoyments here. So.
Right. I mean, these people will get a bag that's put together in partnership with us and them, and it'll contain a garden salad for two with ranch dressing, our homemade in-house made ranch dressing that everybody loves. We'll follow that up with a generous portion of prime rib containing au jus and creamy horseradish served with a rice pilaf.
And that was not negotiable for this one, was it? The prime rib. We were like, no, we're doing prime rib for this one. This is not negotiable with her. So
that's right. This is a special event just in honor of Mary Lou.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, the other entree that will be in the bag will be a lemon pepper chicken with rice pilaf and, again, a fresh vegetable medley. An appetizer that'll have a salmon dip with baked crackers. Ooh. And followed up with a chocolate mousse for two. So you're going to get a lot of goodies in that bag and, make everybody at home nice and happy and be able to share a meal together.
Absolutely. Now, my wife and I, since we're just two of us, we have the perfect. So if there's just two in your party here, this is what I recommend, because one person's like, "What do you get the prime rib and I get the chicken?" or "Why do you get the chicken?" And so we split that right down the middle. So we each get a half the prime rib, and we'll have half the chicken, and then the sides are delightful, and that way everybody's happy. And then you don't have to fight over who gets the prime rib and who gets the chicken, and you just share a little bit. And to be honest, there's so much food. Like two people, you will be both stuffed when you're done eating that one. You could probably easily work a third or fourth person in there if you wanted to. There's always enough food in there, especially if you got like small children or something. Like, well, they're not going to eat a whole thing, but there's going to be plenty in there if you want to leave a little bit for the small kids. But if you do have a bigger clan than that, we do have our bundle, which will give you 10 meals, 5 boxes. And if they're all in one spot, we can get it to that one spot. But if we need to break it up to 5 different locations, we can still do that too. And we deliver those for the bundles. They'll dress us up in various outfits and send us out to go and visit folks and deliver those meals. But I'm telling you, they're generous portions. I will say every single time Peppers has done this with us, they've hit it out of the park. It's a home run. It doesn't matter what the menu is. It's always delicious. I'm telling you, Robert, I hate fruit. This is a thing that I've gone and I don't.
You and Kay Whitewood, if you're listening,
she doesn't have fruit fan.
Oh, you cannot. Y'all don't like fruit. I don't know what's wrong with it.
But I'll tell you, and now this one's chocolate, so I don't have to compromise. So I'm fully in because I'm a huge chocolate fan. But even when you do
the benefit of having it delivered or being picked up for this event is that when you get home and you stuff yourself, it's kind of like Thanksgiving dinner. You can take a nap.
There you go.
And then get back up and continue your night.
Go.
It's your house. You can unbutton your pants if you want
there
to.
You go.
Exactly.
You can wear the spandex. I'm just saying.
But even like the fruit desserts in the past, I loved them, and I hate fruit. So now that I know I love chocolate, I'm like, dude, this one's going to be amazing. I love the things I don't even like that they gave me, and so I'm really excited. So the meal's going to be amazing. You're gonna get it home, and really we kind of have it down to a well-oiled machine. That evening, around 5:30 or so, you're going to be able to come drive through the Historical Society. We'll have people kind of guiding you through. You'll go through various stations to pick up tickets and things. We'll usually have an opportunity for like a 50-50 raffle or
we're
maybe
we're not doing the 50-50 raffle, but we're taking the books. And something we haven't said on the air that I want everybody to know is when they pick up a bag full of blessings, it's got a great little commemorative booklet of Mary Lou.
Oh, good deal.
Of great Mary Lou isms.
Good deal.
But one of the things we really wanted to do, and shout out to Zoa, that's Mary Lou's daughter. When I get I love it, I'm like, okay, we're getting somewhere. The bag is fully reflectant of Mary Lou, but we will have toasting glasses, and they're gold-edged toasting glasses, and with some sparkling cider. And we want everybody to toast to the legacy of Mary Lou Glass. She's a silent servant. We know it. Everybody admired her for all of those things. But let's just take a moment on November 9th, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. If you say I didn't buy a meal, you can take a toast in honor of Mary Lou Glass.
Absolutely.
It's important to
absolutely, because the impact she left this community, and that's this thing for folks that, I mean, people have lived their whole life and think they probably know, and they know exactly what we're talking about. But for folks that maybe are new to this area or not realizing, or maybe not involved in some of the things that go on in this community, she has a vital hand.
There's a challenge out there, and Christina Stock helped me do this. Robert, including everybody at Peppers. Everybody that thinks they knew Mary Lou Glass. We want you to get onto the legacy of the Roswell Daily Record and note how many hundreds of times she was in the Roswell Daily Record doing what she did. And even the society that thought we knew everything about Mary Lou Glass, there's a word called humble. And when she doesn't tell us all of it, we have to find out for ourselves. But her legacy is rich and true. Go to the Roswell Daily Record. That's part of the history part. We think we know the legacy of people. We don't, and they're there to prove it, right?
Scratch the surface.
Honor that. Go in and celebrate the legacy. She's in there hundreds of times because Christina, it took her a long time to do the write-up because she had to keep flowing through.
The source material just kept showing up.
It's like great entertainment. Turn the TV off. Go to the Roswell Daily Record. Well, and you can come do the research at the society, but I'm telling you right now, they had things to the Roswell Daily Record that we don't have.
Wow.
And it's going to be Mike, her whole legacy is going to much bigger when we print out everything.
That's just it. The footprint she left
That's
is so, and quite frankly, I don't know if we'll ever fill that. You know, the void that she leaves. I don't know.
No.
You know, we have some great people that step up and do things, but when we lost her, we lost a huge part of this.
There's a little
community.
dynamite, and it's called her daughter, and her name's Zoa.
Yeah.
And she's not going anywhere anytime soon, to my understanding. And she sure as heck is happy that we're partnering with Peppers, too, if I can say that.
Well,
but we are honored to connect with that family legacy, and so many in that family.
Absolutely.
That, may not replace her, but we're going to make those connections and stay close and true to the family,
So-
whether it's Phelps from afar,
Yeah.
or Zoa, and you know, her family.
So we're all asking is
And Wayne.
have some fun, have a nice family dinner. Again, this is a fundraising event for the Historical Society. We're constantly the money goes back to that J.P. White home and the archives facility and all the programs and things that we do preserving this stuff for the Historical Society. That's the money that for you're spending for these delicious prime rib and chicken, everything that Peppers makes us look good with every single time we do this. It goes and supports the things that Mary Lou Glass supported.
We had calls yesterday, and it's not too late. We had calls yesterday. As a matter of fact, we added to our reservation list just yesterday.
Good.
And by the way, we haven't called you back on that, Robert.
Hey,
But I'm hopefully
that's okay. Keep them coming. Monday is a good day. Monday. I've got my end, and I'm sure you guys have your end.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So together, we can get some more meals raised and continue the legacy of the Historical Society and to make sure that people understand our past history in this region of Southeast New Mexico, so that we continue to honor people like Mary Lou Glass and others that the Historical Society of Southeast New Mexico has done in the past, and keep a running record of that, because it's great to remember our history and honor those that have gone before us and set an example for the rest of us to try and attain.
And by the way, Peppers is part of our history.
Well, and that's
too.
what I was about to say. You got to realize that
That's right.
that none of this would happen without having a legacy restaurant
That's right.
in this community like Peppers. And there is a reason why Peppers has been here as long as it has, providing the quality it has, and the community embraces and loves Peppers, and because of exactly what Robert's talking about here is that legacy, being part of the community. Peppers gets it's more than just serving a green chili enchilada every now and then. It's about the community and everything else involved, and what comes to that. And I think the other thing I think Peppers gets too is people have come together with food, and so they use their expertise to provide and be a business for their family, but also at the same time a way to give back at the same time and share and celebrate the good things about our community. And that's every time you go and have a meal over at Peppers, you're cementing that legacy into our community. And so Robert, please express to everyone there at Peppers that we cannot thank them enough for partnering us each year or each and every time we do this. And and to be honest, any event we, the Historical Society, do, whether it involves food or not, the folks at Peppers are always willing to support in any way they can.
You're exactly right. Nothing gives me greater joy. I've lived here all my life. I've been doing events. Everybody knows me as an events person. Nothing gives me greater joy to know that when we're hosting an event and Peppers is catering, if I fell off the earth, if something happened, if I don't care what, that event would go off without a hiccup because Peppers is doing it.
Yeah.
You can do it blindfolded twice on Sunday.
We have been blessed over the years with fantastic staff. We're more of a family than a business, and we definitely couldn't do it without them. It's like they say, you surround yourself with the best, and you will be the best.
Yeah.
And we've been blessed to be able to do that over the years consistently. We have employees that have been here for ages. I mean, we've been. Next year will be 34 years we've been in business, and we've had people here that have been here for 30 years, 18 years, 15 years. Like I said, so we've really been blessed with that, and that helps us give back to the community that has given us so much.
Absolutely. And I don't think people realize that's kind of unheard of in your industry, isn't it? It's not often that you have, especially, in the food service industry where there's so many places where people can go to work in that industry. And so to have people that have called Peppers home for 30 plus years, and I'm sure they've probably had lots of carrots dangled at them to go other places. But that's a testament to the family that you were talking about earlier.
We've had employees, children and grandchildren work for us. Because it's like, hey, go work at Peppers. It's a great family environment. I loved working there. You should too. So it really is a blessing to be able to see that we've had generations of both customers and employees work for us, and that makes our job a lot easier by surrounding ourselves with such great people.
Absolutely, it's and it's one of those. You always hear when you want to hear successful business and thing. You treat people right. You provide a good product, and you really work with the people around you. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a success. And to be honest, Peppers is pretty much the model on how to do a restaurant right, and so it's a tip of the cap to everyone over there, and the proof is in the pudding. The foods, the reason they've been around 30 plus years, you've had employees that have been around equally as long. People that are happy don't tend to run around and do, and that's so all of that is even we could put up all these advertisements in the world and say they're the greatest, but in honesty, just look, they've been around this long, the food's been here, people that writes itself. That just people don't stick around if you don't put out a good thing. And the fact that you have such a history here proves that quality and family and all that is not only just something they say, that's something they live by. And the fact that you just walk in there and eat, you'll see that and feel that. So and the fact that every time we ask, and don't get me wrong, I know Amy has handed them a few curveballs over the years, and when it comes to these dinners and things, and every time they pull through for us.
It's always great to be challenged. It keeps us on our toes.
Oh, see, that's my man. Good job. But on November the 9th, we just want to challenge Roswell to honor the silent servant, Mary Lou Glass. She was one of grace and dignity. All of our promotions reflect that. They're embellished with gold, beautiful floral. That's intentional because that's who she was. She was a classy woman. We want to remind you that we will not stop collecting books through the end of the year.
Yes.
It's not too late. Even if you find a great deal after Christmas, bring them on. We're going to bless the community.
We'll make sure if we don't have it directly, we'll get it to the people.
You
it
are
needs
exactly
to get
right.
To. Yeah.
But last challenge on the table is please call us today, 622-8333. You can text or call me on my cell phone, 575-915-4471. Let's challenge Roswell to pay it forward some meals. Nothing would give us greater joy than to deliver meals in honor of Mary Lou Glass that somebody has paid it forward.
Absolutely.
You can, and again, the bundle for $500, get one delivered for yourself, bless for others, for other boxes, which would bless 8. And let's really take a moment on November the 9th. As far as I'm concerned, November 9th is Mary Lou Glass Day on behalf of the Historical Society.
Absolutely.
And it certainly will be at this. Well, every day. Mike, every day is right, really. The legacy. But let's support Peppers for what they do, supporting us, and together impact the lives of others with books and food, all in the name of Miss Mary Lou Glass.
Absolutely. You got, you officially, we're 1 week away from the event here. Come be a part. And like you said, if you've already bought your box or whatever, and you were like, I'd love to, or you're just saying, I'm going to be out of town that night, I'm sorry, I'd love to pay it for it. I'm telling you, we have a great group of people that we can pay that forward to. Sure. If you want to say, here's a bundle, give it to some volunteers or deserving people, we'll make sure that happens. So if you want to support, but you just aren't going to be around, or you're like, I'm a vegetarian, whatever, you're and you want to support, and you love to pay it forward, we can do, if you want to do a bundle or just a meal of 2,
or if you call us and just make a donation and we'll pay it forward to a volunteer. Yeah. We've got some great people that we would love to bless behind the
cost is $100.
Join us and be a part of history.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Cost is $100 for the meal of 2, and then we have the $500, which is the bundle, which is the meal, 10 meals, 5 boxes, includes some of the centerpiece, the accoutrement and stuff we were talking about.
Very important. We are past the point of going online. We respect a donation and everything online.
Yeah.
But regarding meals, specific meals and bundles, I need you to call us first.
Yeah, live
call
phone calls
first and then take care of that, just so we make sure and get all this covered.
Yeah. So we get Robert and his staff the numbers. So we're not.
We're always open for sales and donations online, but as regarding this event, can you still do that? Yes, we would prefer you call, make the reservation, then you can handle the money part online.
It'll expedite the process there. But just give Amy a call, say, hey, reserve me a spot or reserve me a bundle or whatever, and we'll make that happen.
Yes.
Robert, while I got you real quick, the holidays are right around the corner. Anything you guys want to put out there to let folks know about holiday stuff if they need anything or want to come do some holiday eating?
Well, of course, Peppers, we've been a premier caterer here for quite a few years now. And fortunately for us, the convention center is now taking outside caterers, in which we do quite a bit there. We look forward to getting back in there and serving the community, which we've done in the past. So, if you or your business need something catered to your home, to your business, or at the convention center, we are ready and available and more than happy to, help you all with your event. So,
But this way, they can handle us. They got you covered.
And now we'll get you taken care of.
If they can handle us and our quagmire of quandaries, they got you covered, no problem.
Hey, hence our little Christmas party board meeting. It's going to be at Peppers. I'm
Absolutely.
just saying, see? So, let them do the...
And if, God forbid, you've never had Peppers food. I don't know how you manage that one and live here, but use our event as your... Hey, get a bundle, get a box. And,
that's right. That's
you,
true.
You can sample some of his
or
delicious
go for
fry
lunch and
bread.
do the box next week.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, or come in. Yeah, pop in for a sandwich or something at lunch today here, and come check it out. But yeah, for all of us that want amazing holiday parties but can't, we burn a turkey before we even put it in the oven. Let Peppers help you out there. Mm-hmm. They've been doing it quite a bit, and to be honest, if you do it right, you can lie. I don't think Peppers would mind if you said I made this from scratch and you put it on your thing, and they don't have to know.
Well, we definitely make it from scratch.
That's right.
There you go. See,
that's right.
Uh-huh.
So you guys do, but then we don't. We lie and just say, "Yeah, did it myself. Slaved in the oven all day." No, it was Peppers.
Hey, you can change it from our containers to yours.
There you go.
And call it yours. We're good with that.
That's right. That's
Let
right.
us help you shine. That's our job.
Of course, now you're on the hook because you're going to have to do that every year now. So good deal.
I've been doing that for 34 years.
That's right. You're kind of good at it now. That's how you got in this in the first place. He did it, and now he's on the hook. So good deal. Robert, is there anything that you guys wanted to share that we just skipped or didn't get a chance to talk about?
No, again, just please, help support the Historical Society of Southeast New Mexico, along with all the other, worthy charities our community has, because without a community, we have nothing. So like you have mentioned, pay it forward. Everybody, we're all a part of this, and we really need to pull together as a community. And, of course, Roswell's fantastic about doing that.
Absolutely.
But we can never drop the ball. And that's what the Historical Society is to remember those people that have come before us and helped our community thrive. We are the southeastern New Mexico part of the state. Of course, everybody knows that we don't get the recognition that we deserve, but together we do, and that's why the Historical Society is here, is to remind everybody of the great accomplishments that our community has put forth.
Absolutely, and remind the next generation that if they don't pick up that mantle, then we lose it. That's being that inspiration for the next generation of Mary Lou Glassons out there and all.
And what
others.
an honor it is for us to just celebrate great people.
Absolutely.
Doing great things.
Absolutely. So, Robert, thank you so much, as always. I'm sure you got a lunch rush you got to get ready for here, so we probably ought to let you get to prep work.
I actually have a catering I've got to do at about 11 o'clock. So yeah.
Then we need to get you off the horn so you can do that, because I don't
really appreciate it.
I don't want them blaming us for if you don't get it done right. So.
Well, thank you guys. It's such a blessing, and you all stay blessed.
God bless you.
You do the same,
Thank
and we look forward to having our bellies hurt with all the food that you provide us next Thursday. So
fantastic. I look forward to it.
Have a great day.
Awesome. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was Robert Johnston with Peppers. Please reach out to Amy, call the Historical Society. Let's get that done today, tomorrow.
Yes,
that way we can help Robert and those guys so they have enough supplies and food and everything to make sure everything goes off without a hitch on Thursday. And like you said, if you have any questions or anything about the event, don't hesitate to call. shoot a message or email. Or if you have any questions about books or loose change, we'll have.
That's right.
Bring your loose change on Thursday.
That's right. Bring your loose change next Thursday. If something happens and you can't come, Peppers also houses a big container. You can literally take your loose change to Peppers. Also.
Awesome. Good deal.
We've got it right there in the entry.
Yeah.
But yes, bring your books next Thursday. Bring your loose change. Give us a call today and allow us the privilege to pay it forward in honor of Mary Lou Glass. Mike, I've done that quite a few times. I've had the privilege of calling, and then people would tell me a story about Mary Lou after we had paid it forward. So those are golden moments.
Well, and that's just proof that how many people she's impacted. For sure. Not only the communities, organizations as a whole, but individuals.
And I
that
have to
say,
give
I remember.
a final shout out: the Lackeys, the Yates, the Maloneys, and they and I'm thinking of, oh goodness gracious, her faves will all be eating together.
Oh, good.
Honoring Miss Mary Lou Glass, and I'm just thrilled to say that they're so excited.
Good.
So excited.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So please reach out, call the Historical Society. What's probably the best number to
honestly, text or call me directly on my cell phone, 575-915-4471. And again, shout out to the Mary Lou Glass family and all the friends. But 575-915-4471 or email me at historydirector@outlook.com. And we will just have a moment and celebrate Mary Lou.
Absolutely. And reach out if the books, anything we can help. And don't forget, holidays around the corner. If you want to do a little shopping, go visit our RoswellNMHistory.org website. You can see books, the Peter Herb prints. We got all kinds of great gift ideas.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you as always,
Thank
Amy.
you. God bless you guys. Thank you for everybody that's helped make this event possible.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time.
Thanks a lot.
All right, 8:58, quick break before news. Don't go away.
Under Barry Foster in the last 7 years, city debt has climbed 300%. Instead of hiring 5 additional police officers, Barry Foster supported the $35 million public safety complex that 80% of voters rejected. And Barry Foster voted to spend $8 million for a Taj Mahal council chamber at the Civic Center instead of repairing our drinking water system. Now city water rates may be forced to increase by 25%. There's a better way. Carlos Marujo. Endorsed by Sheriff Mike Harrington, Carlos Marujo strongly supports law enforcement and public safety. Carlos Marujo will take a back-to-basics approach to city services and spending. A committed family man, Carlos Marujo understands that government must live within its means. And Barry Foster blames not paying his water bill for 2 years on his wife. Roswell doesn't deserve 4 more years of Barry Foster. Carlos Marujo, he's the change we need on our city council.
Our Values PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Our Values PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters. On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio, KEND Roswell.
And we're closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up next. Stay tuned. Next hour, we're going to play our interview we had with Bonnie Vayoff with Blue Cross Blue Shield, talking about the health fair that's happening at Boys and Girls Club on Saturday. That's next hour. Don't go away. We'll be back.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Israeli forces continue to advance in Gaza despite pressure to take a pause. Former Israeli U.S. Ambassador Dr. Michael Oren says any ceasefire would only benefit the terrorists.
I don't know how long they're thinking these pauses will last, but we understand that any pause will be used by Hamas to regroup, to regain essential equipment and supplies, and to maneuver.
Ambassador Oren speaking with the Salem Radio Network's Hugh Hewitt. The House planning a vote today on the Republicans' $14 billion Israel aid package.
The bill resisted the call of President Joe Biden and congressional Democrats to combine emergency funding for Israel, Ukraine, Taiwan, and the border in a $106 billion aid package. Instead, the bill isolated aid for just Israel and coupled it with cuts provided to the IRS as part of the Inflation Reduction Act. The Congressional Budget Office, or CBO, estimated that the Israel aid funding paired with the IRS cuts would actually add billions of dollars to the U.S. budget deficit.
Correspondent Edwin Mora. GOP Senator John Kennedy says if he were President Biden's son, He'd take away Dad's car keys.
Kennedy's remarks to Fox Business News were not a jab at the president's age, but rather his policies at home and abroad. Policies Kennedy says are putting the U.S. and its allies at risk. Kennedy says the president's low approval numbers indicate most Americans feel the same way. He faults the president for trying to be what he calls a nice guy to Iran, allowing Iran to vastly increase its oil revenues. Iran is widely viewed by Western critics as the key backer of Hamas in its effort to wipe the state of Israel off the map. Bob Agnew reporting.
The U.S. sanctioning 130 foreign firms and people in a bid to choke off Russia's access to supplies for the war in Ukraine. On Wall Street, the Dow is up more than 375 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Vladimir Putin is expected to seek another term in office when Russia holds presidential elections next March, but he is 71 years old, an age when death or serious illness are hardly distant concerns. If Putin was not on the ballot for some reason, it's not clear who might take his place. At the national level, Russia's political system has no primary elections in which voters can choose a candidate. Instead, political parties select their own contenders and then present them to the electorate. However the process plays out, a candidate most certainly would come from within the current power structure. Suggesting that it's not good for the nation, Nippon Steel has dropped its lawsuit against Toyota over a patent for a technology used in electric motors, saying that wrangling among Japanese companies is not beneficial to keep Japan competitive worldwide. Japan's top steelmaker says such internal disputes are not fitting during a period of much uncertainty. News and analysis, townhall.com. Taking safety on the rails to the next level.
Federal safety investigators say the automatic braking system railroads were required to install several years ago needs improvement to prevent more derailments. The National Transportation Safety Board issued a report Wednesday urging the Federal Railroad Administration and the industry to keep developing new technology that can be used to improve positive train control systems. Railroads spent 12 years and roughly $15 billion to develop and install the automatic braking systems. Congress required it in the wake of a deadly collision between a commuter and freight train in California. Keith Peters reporting.
Ride-hailing companies Uber and Lyft will pay a combined $328 million to settle wage theft claims in New York. State Attorney General Letitia James says companies improperly deducted sales taxes and other fees from drivers. Costs should have been paid by customers. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tracy Piernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Hope your Thursday's going well. Weather's gorgeous.
Very nice.
It's seems like just a nice day in the neighborhood.
I meant to bring it in. I left it in my car. Did you receive something in the past week and a half, 2 weeks from the census?
No, not that I recall. My wife got it, didn't show it to me.
I got a booklet, and it said, first of all, the envelope said your response is required by law.
Oh.
Which hadn't ever seen that before. But there's like this booklet inside, and it says it's like the American. It's like it basically looks like it's the activities or something index. I'm not even sure what it is. I'm like, the census was 3 years ago, right?
Yeah. I don't know what that is. I don't recall seeing anything like that. But then again, maybe it came in the mail. My wife, I have no idea.
Right. I'm curious. It came with a postage paid envelope to return. So I guess I'm going to fill it out because apparently it's required by law.
All right then.
I don't know what I get from it. At least when like Nielsen, like when they like require you to fill out your, the diary or whatever, they send you $3 to like make it worth your while.
Yeah. Although we can't.
Yeah.
Because ours get thrown out. We're in the media.
That's true.
So I get disqualified every time. And it's always funny. Like once, it hadn't happened in a few years, but you used to get like the surveys on the phone. And my wife, I don't know if she's a martyr. She answered these calls. Like I see them and I'm like, it clearly is not something you need to take.
Right.
Why are you answering the phone? And she does. But so it was a survey. And of course she got like through the survey, it was all media stuff. And he's like, does anybody in your household work? And then it's, yeah, my husband's a rate. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yep, exactly. All your info that you just wasted all those minutes on, just out the window. It is funny to me though, because like you pointed out, whenever one of us gets one of the diaries, it always results in like a group text / group call.
Right.
Like we're all get together. It's like, hey, I got one.
Right.
Oh, did you? What are you going to do with it? Well, obviously I have to do the right thing. Do you? I think I do. You probably should. Should I? And it's like just this barrage of just like more morality, basically.
Yes.
And yes, we do the right thing and throw it out because we would skew the numbers the wrong way. It's not what it's about.
I'm a tempter.
Don't get me wrong. Crosses our mind.
Yeah.
I'm still going to pocket that $3 that they send me.
Yes.
3 $1 bills, which I always thought was really funny.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if they've upped that.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's like up to $5
That's not even the price
now.
of a cup of coffee anymore.
Yeah, I think they might have upped it to $5 now. I think they upped it to $5 bill.
Getting a cool Lincoln.
Get a crisp, clean Abe Lincoln in there.
Dang.
Yeah, I think so.
So are you saying Abe Lincoln?
Hey, I'm on the east side. I'm on the west side.
Smells like chocolate. That must mean Crystal Noble's here.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot to write it down, so now I'm going to upset Roy because I have a planned interview. But Crystal is here, so we don't need to do that right now. We'll do that later.
Yeah, we'll save
I'll do it tomorrow.
There you go.
I'll work it in tomorrow because tomorrow's a day. But Crystal Noble, she's in charge now, and by herself.
That's right.
So we are talking Humane Society this morning. She left her second half.
We were both like trying to like.
Can't
how
say
do you
better
say the
half
better
because
half?
that's not accurate.
No.
So
No, the better half's here.
Exactly. So the other half.
Right.
I'm the other half, by the way, in my relationship too. I'm the one they're like, oh boy. They're like Kim's like, oh, nice to meet you. Oh, you brought him?
Yeah, he kept asking questions. I didn't have a lot of choices.
Yeah.
He invited himself, in fairness.
He just ends up here. I don't know how.
He just comes places.
He just got in the car.
Mike, what are you doing?
Where are we going?
You really are like a loyal Doberman.
That's right.
You just follow along as long as there's sausages promised.
That's right. Oh, speaking of sausages.
By God, speaking of sausages.
I saw a commercial yesterday.
Okay.
That I don't get.
All right.
So it was for bacon strips.
Okay.
You know, the delicious dog treats.
They've always run the same commercial for like 30 years.
I know. But apparently they have a new flavor of bacon strips.
Okay.
Pizza flavored bacon strips.
Okay, so aren't bacon strips supposed to be bacon? They're supposed to taste like bacon?
What?
They're bacon.
Yeah, they're bacon.
But what do they look
They
like?
look like bacon.
They look like bacon.
Well, this is a pizza flavored one.
Okay.
I feel like, how hard are we trying to get people to eat dog food now? Because, I'm sorry, there's no dog on the planet that's going to be like, get the pizza bot, Dad. You know what I mean? They don't know what pizza is.
Here's the thing.
They also have a cheeseburger flavored one.
It's for you, the consumer. Because they also
They're trying to get you to eat their product.
They came out with like a pumpkin spice version of them and all that.
See,
and I watched a show where
humans are stupid.
People, these two guys tried different pumpkin spice flavored things, and one of them was pumpkin spice flavored dog treats. They tried them, and they don't taste anything like pumpkins. It's literally just they put the thing on the bag, and maybe make it smell like that.
Yeah,
but they don't really taste like that.
Well, that's what I figured. Which one means why?
For you.
For you.
I know.
For your attraction to think your dog is getting something.
I know.
Ooh, he's like me. He probably would eat some pizza bacon strips.
I'm telling you, I think it's part of the big agenda to get us to eat dog food. Like the bugs. You know, trying to get us to eat bugs now. I think the bacon strips are the same way. They're like, you can eat these. They're not bad. You don't need farmers. We got bacon strips.
I would argue that the closest we came to that was actually in the 80s when the Ralston Purina Company was responsible for many of the childhood of your childhood cereals.
Yeah.
Those super sugary cereals, like the Mario ones and all those. Those were Ralston Purina.
Yeah.
Like they were making Alpo in the same factory as they were making like super
Well,
crispy
if you ever ate Donkey Kong cereal, I would
strips.
completely see how that makes sense. Because it tastes like dog food.
Yeah, a little bit. It's all made from the same base.
I just saw pizza flavored bacon strips, and I'm like, I'm officially old because this irritates me.
It's definitely not. It's not for you. It's also assuming the general pizza flavor because pizza, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have a standard flavor, but it's the
well, and that's the complete bunkness that is pizza flavored things. Like one of my favorite pizza flavored things tastes nothing like pizza.
Pringles.
Combos.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, they don't at all. They have a bit of a tomatoiness to them, like for the marinara, but yeah, not really.
Yeah, there's nothing in there reminds me of pizza when I eat that thing. That being said, if I'm grabbing combos, it's the pizza flavored pretzel ones. Those are my one seed, the best ones.
The ranch combos are the best.
Are they? I have not tried ranch.
The ranch ones taste like a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch.
Ooh. Are they cracker based or pretzel based? Because like some combos are crackers and some are pretzels.
They have
Okay.
both. I prefer the cracker.
And then some flavors, the unique flavor ones, they only do in cracker or they only do in pretzel. Like,
Tell me about it.
Like I think Buffalo is one of those ones that's only in cracker. You can't get that in pretzel.
But
Yeah.
the ranch ones are really hard to find.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen ranch.
I don't think I've recalled either, but I haven't
Sounds
looked
delightful, though.
hard for them either.
There you go.
There you go. I generally, I see the pizza ones. I'm like, there you go. That's what I need. And I'm good to go. And in a pinch, the nacho cheese.
Oh, I love a good nacho.
But the pizza was my one seed. So, but anyway, bacon strip pizza.
I'm intrigued.
Try today.
At that point, just give your dog some Totino's pizza rolls. I know, you're not supposed to. It was a joke. Fresh out of the microwave.
There you go.
Save your DiGiorno crust.
There you go.
That's right. Not the stuffed cheese ones, though. Yeah, just the regular ones. Yeah, it'll back them up.
It was certainly will. Hey, if you want to deal with that, you deal with that, all right?
You want to be hanging out? It's cold season. You want to be spending more time outside waiting on them? Why'd you give him the stuffed cheese?
just see him squatting with the leg shaking, trying to get it out.
I think if you cut me open, that cheese will come out.
That might really a stuffed crust. 30%.
I knew a guy in the military. I'm pretty sure he bled maple syrup. That guy that moves so slow that if I cut him, maple syrup would come out of him. I'm convinced. Yeah. All right, it is 9:15. Crystal Noble with the Humane Society going to join us in just a minute. But first, here is your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice temperatures all the way through the upcoming weekend, and we have high pressure parked over the Four Corners, so we'll be getting a lot of sunshine. Low 70s and sunny today. The wind should stay fairly light, about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clear tonight, and we're in the upper 30s to low 40s, and then warming up a little bit on Friday. Upper 70s and sunny. We'll stay right around 80 with sunshine Saturday and Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 41 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 57%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 3 miles per hour. If you like beautiful weather, you're going to like the rest of this week. 76 and sunny today. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour this afternoon. Clear tonight. Overnight low of 40. Winds out of the southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny. Highs around 80 tomorrow. Southeast winds 5 to 10. 41 for an overnight low tomorrow night under clear skies. Yeah, we're not going to see freezing for the next few nights. Last night was your last freeze night for probably at least a week or so. Saturday, 80 with winds out of the northwest, 5 to 10. Sunday, sunny skies, high around 81. And then Monday of next week, 82, 83 on Tuesday of next week, 80 for a high on Wednesday of next week. So one last little light summer rally cry to the end here before we get into the winter months. So, all right, it is 9:17. We're going to take a 3.5-minute break, and then Crystal Noble will talk dogs and cats with us from the Humane Society. Don't go away.
In Matthew 18, Jesus calls a small child to himself and tells this story. What do you think? If a man owns 100 sheep and one of them wanders away, will he not leave the 99 on the hill and go look for the one that wandered off? And when he finds it, truly I tell you, he is happier about that one sheep than about the 99 that never wandered off. In the same way, your Father in heaven is not willing that any of these little ones should perish. This seems like a very illogical story to me. Jesus leaving the 99 to find one seems irrational and maybe even senseless, until that one is you. At one time or another, we have all been the one that was lost and needed to be found. Christ cares about each and every one of us and wants us all to be found no matter how lost we feel. There's nothing you can do that can stop him from loving you and wanting to extend his grace to you. He wants you to be found. Do you feel lost? The one that was lost, that's the one that Jesus found. Christians aren't perfect. They're just found and then forgiven.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Of all the flowers in the world, pansies get a bad rap. Hi, this is Jim Gill with Roswell Seed Company. The name pansies sound delicate and weak, but in reality, pansies are bold and beautiful. When the frost has killed all the other flowers, pansies start blooming and they'll bloom all winter long, which is why you should come see us at Roswell Seed. We have a greenhouse full of colorful pansies ready to brighten up the coldest winter day. So come get your pansies, and remember, if someone calls you a pansy, take it as a compliment.
Check out some of the savings you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Cans of Food Club tomato sauce are 3 for $1, and assorted cans of Food Club vegetables are 2 for $1. In produce, Snow White cauliflower is $1.99 a pound, and Super Select cucumbers are 3 for $1. In the meat department, boneless, skinless chicken breasts are $1.79 a pound, and all sizes of honeysuckle white turkeys with pop-up timers are $1.59 a pound. These are just some of the bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
Central Valley Electric is continually learning and advancing technology that improves electric service, reliability, and safety, and in turn enhancing the quality of life for members that we serve in our local communities. CVE offers an account management program called Smart Hub that allows members to track their usage, set up convenient pay methods, and the ability to manage their energy use with smart technologies. A secure system such as Smart Hub is an easy tool to use. To sign up, visit cvecoop.org and click Smart Hub to get started.
The Fergalicious boys can keep you hot this winter.
Fergalicious.
Oh yeah, it's getting cold out there, and Fergus Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep things hot in your home. They can come by and winterize your pipes and check your insulation, and you know they'll do it with nothing but love. Oh yeah, baby. Call the Fergalicious boys at Fergus Plumbing and Heating at 622-2660. When you need it hot, Fergus is on the job.
Fergalicious.
Rosa, have you decided where you're going to college yet?
There's so many choices. I'm still not sure.
Well, I've decided to attend the University of New Mexico. It's the only Research One university in the state. It's the flagship, and their academic programs are among the best in the nation.
The University of New Mexico? Can I still apply?
Of course. UNM is New Mexico's best university, and residents of New Mexico get preference in admission. Apply now, and we'll attend UNM together.
The University of New Mexico, New Mexico's University of Opportunity. Apply today at unm.edu.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning wearing her Humane Society hat today, Crystal Noble back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. Of course, you're back on the mend, but looking a lot better today. So if you do see her, help her out with the lifting and stuff. But doing pretty good there. So
Yeah, I have eyes all around. So if I even attempt to pick up something, I have somebody, hey, and
Good.
I'm like, it's not 10 pounds. Could pick up my cup of coffee.
She's like, I got this. Matter of fact, give me a second one. I got another hand. I need 2 cups.
Come on. Y'all going to make me go into espresso mode?
That's right. But back at it, and so I'm sure the pets are very happy to see you back at the Humane Society shelter there.
I laughed because one of the dogs that she's very shy with new people. When I walked out there, she barked at me, and I was like, "Excuse you, Angel," and she's like, "Oh, hi."
She's like, "Oh, it's you. I hadn't seen you in a while."
She's like, "Where you been?"
Yeah, right.
You get the whole sniff down.
It's like, you've been cheating on me.
What have you been doing?
Yeah, that's the only thing about animals, man. If I go pet anything, I get home and I feel like, what have you been doing?
It's funny. Every night as soon as I get home, all 3 of my dogs, they have to like corner me and like from head to toe, like, you touched 5 dogs today.
It's like, you have to share me with the world because I got to find friends for all of you.
And then they start rubbing on me and I'm like, okay, I get it. Yes. You're sent.
You're the one seed, guys. I love you more than the other ones, but I got to help them too. But Humane Society, of course, now that we're through the Halloween here, I imagine here in a couple days.
November 6th, which actually it'll probably be November 7th because that's a Tuesday instead of the Monday because we're not open. So November 7th, the black cats will officially go back up for adoption.
Okay, and all white too.
And
right?
all white.
Yeah.
I don't have any all white this year, so it's just I have 4 all black cats.
Okay. So, if you've been kind of online, kind of watching and monitoring those black cats and saying, I'm ready to give them a home here next week, we should be able to make that happen.
And we have, and it's funny because we have 3 males that are from the same litter, and they're like triplets. You cannot tell them apart.
Oh, they're exact, like even the coloring, because that's wild. Are they all black?
They are all black.
Okay.
The exact same way, and the only difference between one of them versus the 2 is the eyes.
Different color or
different color eyes.
Okay.
2 have gold eyes and 1 has blue.
Oh, interesting. They're both equally pretty, though. I'm trying to think of all black cat and yellow or blue eyes would be very pretty.
And I'm like, could you like put a couple of white hairs here and there so that way we could tell some difference between you?
Well, maybe need a bow or something. Tell them apart.
They are funny.
Contact lenses. Do they make those for cats? We can get a
right. Need to get those. What are they called? The goggles for the cats.
Oh yeah.
So that way their eyes, we have red goggles, we have blue goggles, and we have green goggles.
And then you can call them Louie, Huey, and Dewey. And then we'll go with, I'm sure they have names already, but.
I can't remember what we named them.
Well, where are you up to now on as far as the naming? Is it movies or TV shows? Like a certain, because you guys kind of hit genres when you hit your naming, when it's time to name some of the pets.
When those kittens came in, because they came in with 3 other kittens, they were, it was 6. It was 3 tortoiseshells.
Okay.
And 3 black cats. And so I went to Google. I was like, nope, and nope. So I typed in Google tortoiseshell cat names. And then I typed in all black male cat names. And so I'm going to the website really quickly because I can't remember what we named them. So the tortoiseshells, the first one is Orla. The second one is Octavia.
Okay.
And then the third one is Raven.
All right.
And then the little boys, one is Crispin, one is Quill, and the other one is Gable.
Oh, okay.
Those are the most popular all black cat names.
I feel like you're getting a little literary with some of these. So, all right. Names are getting fancier too, by the way. Like when I was younger, it'd just be, Fido.
Fido for cat or for dogs, and for cats, we have Mr. Squeaks.
Yeah, Tom.
Tom. Yeah.
But speaking of selection, how are cats and dogs at the shelter right now? Good variety of each? Or?
So we have for cats. Actually, I have one cat that is actually at wait for.
Okay, the rest are waiting or in quarantine waiting.
All of the little black kitties, the tortoiseshell kitties, they are like just right under.
So maybe
the
another
mark.
week or two they'll be available soon.
The one cat that we do have that is quite well and big enough is Skipper.
Okay.
Skipper is 12 weeks old.
Okay.
He's a long hair, and he's probably, I would say, more personable when it comes to playing than wanting affection.
Okay.
He wants to play more.
Okay, and that's probably more the kitten in him. That he'll probably outgrow that a little bit, and once he gets into a permanent family, oh man, that cat's a mess. Look at that thing. That cat's got personality. I can just tell by looking at it. It's got personality.
So he likes to play.
Got a big paw there too. Might grow up to be quite a big little kitty there.
He does. And what's funny is when you're like when we're cleaning in the mornings, each one gets their run around time.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to hide under things, and when you walk by, he likes to dart out in front of you. So he's the jokester.
Okay, and that's so and a lot of that's their instinctual learning to hunt and kind of thing. So that's cool that he, the fact that all that's in, because I'm sure some of that stuff, like in the natural world, the mom shows you some of that stuff, but to have that instinctual, just the hunting, I mean, it all is in form of playing for a kitty, but that's the stuff. So when you see your cats running around doing the zoomies and all that, and it's them actually kind of honing their hunting skills and doing that kind of stuff. That's what
when
they're
they
doing.
crouch and they wiggle, their pounce.
Yeah.
It's because that's what they do to hunt. They pounce on their prey.
Yeah, it looks fun and you have fun with it and you turn into little games with your cats, but this is all, kind of instinctual hunting and gathering skills for these cats. So it's cool to see that. And so once that cat gets into a loving family, then I can tell that's going to be, I bet that's good with, that cat will be good with kids. And
I'm pretty sure.
Else. Yeah.
And I could just picture him like hiding behind the curtains.
Yeah.
And then when you
jumping
walk by,
out
he's all, whack.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be that cat. And those are fun. Those are always fun too. So I'm thinking that might be a good family cat. That might be a little bit too spry for an older person to get started with.
Yeah, I think he would definitely be a trip hazard for an older person.
Gotcha.
I think he would be wonderful as long as, like, if somebody else lived in the house with the older person that was more.
But if you're looking for like a companion style for an older person, this cat might not be your best suit there.
No, because he does like to get under your feet.
Sure.
And most cats do like to play and walk in between your feet and whatnot, but.
And I always say, if you are looking for a cat for maybe grandma or grandpa to kind of have as a companion, first off, make sure they're fully on board and part of the selection process of that. Don't surprise them with it. But second, lean towards our adult older cats. To be honest, the cats that, quite frankly, are a little harder to adopt because they're already adults, or people like puppies and kittens. That's what people like. But if you find one of these cats that maybe, like you said, maybe the owner passed and had a good cat for 5-10 years, and it's still kind of, and those are great cats because they're just lap cats or companion cats. They're always going to be the ones that are either hanging nearby or just maybe in their lap or laying next to them on the floor. Those are those older cats like that they love routine and love to follow your routine. They would be a perfect cat for maybe your older family member.
We do have 3 adult cats that are just waiting for their second set of vaccinations.
Okay.
BB is one of them. She's a 2-year-old domestic short hair,
okay.
And she's all black.
Okay. And 2's very young, so you got a full life ahead, but still mature enough to you don't have to worry about so much of the kitten stuff.
And then we have a 3-year-old Scar, or 3-year-old Scar. 3-year-old, his name is Scar. Sorry. Because he has a white streak on his face like Scar from Lion King.
Okay, all
so
right.
he's black, and then he's got the white
He's
streak
got the
like
white
a
little
Scar.
stripe there. Okay.
He's a little bit shy. It takes him just a little bit to get used to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Well, those types of cats, once you kind of gain their trust, good luck losing that trust.
Right. And then we have another one, 2-year-old female. Her name is Crybaby.
Okay.
That's the name she came with.
All right. I'm guessing she probably is a one that likes to get your attention whenever it
She's
wants
a
something.
talker.
Yeah. I got one of my tortoiseshells. She likes to talk.
Yeah. So her name suits her very well. She's a very talkative kitty, and when you are not paying attention to her, her tone changes to a very high-pitched tone. I was like, what is that? And they're like, that's the new cat. I was like, huh?
Oh, it sounds, I got a feeling she's got a little of my cat in her, because sometimes I'll try to talk them, like especially when I just get home for work or something, and I walk in and I start talking to Kim, and I didn't acknowledge Hannah right away, and she'll literally yell at me, oh, that's a pretty cat. What a pretty cat. That's a beautiful cat. I love long hairs, and I kind of, I mean, they're a little bit more maintenance, but they're beautiful cats.
She's definitely a cat that will keep your attention because she loves attention.
Good.
And it's ironic because most females, female cats are more distant.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they want attention is when they want attention.
And they tell you.
They do. And she's like a male cat where they always want attention and rarely want separation. She's like that. She's like, love me, love me, love me. Oh, wait, love me.
So if you're looking for a partner in crime, this cat might be your possible partner there.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. Love that. So that's the thing. Come meet the animals, find the personality. That's what it is. And then, of course, if you do see a pet there that you fall in love, please ask to get to a private room or some private time with them. That way you get a chance to kind of see them little one-on-one, and you get to see some of the personality come out a little bit. And I always say this, try to do every time. Don't forget, you're seeing when you go to animal control or you go to the Humane Society looking for a pet to bring a part of your family, you're seeing these pets in kind of their worst condition. What I mean by that, they're stressed out. They're living in a kennel-like environment, which there's lots of barking, lots of noise,
meowing,
lots of stress created there. So you're going to see these dogs and cats in a more amped up state, or more either anxious or anxiety or nervous or reserved and quiet and a little shy. Each animal has a personality, just like humans, and they react. If you stuck a bunch of humans in the same thing, you'd get different personalities and different. Same thing with these animals. But once you get a little one-on-one and you start loving on them and kind of, then they start opening up to you. And I tell you, once you get them home and once you get them in kind of their new natural environment and home here, that's when you start seeing how cool of personality these pets
they
have.
blossom.
Yeah. And they're going to interact, and they're going to learn your routines and get in there and be a part of it. And then they're going to do all those weird things. And next thing you know, you're going to be doing TikTok videos of your dogs and cats doing weird things online and having fun with it. That's the beauty of it.
It is. And it's funny, animals are creatures of habit.
Mm-hmm.
The same as we are.
Yeah.
Like when our routine gets thrown off, it throws our whole day off.
Mm-hmm.
It does the same thing to them. When you change their routine, they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, that's not how this is supposed to go.
Yeah. If I don't come home for lunch or come home late, they get me like, what are you doing, dude?
If I am 2 minutes late walking in that door for lunch to let them out, they are barking at me and yelling at me from the driveway.
Yeah.
Excuse you, where have you been?
Yeah, they don't care about
and
your
it's
life.
funny because, we say animals can't tell time.
Yeah.
They have a gist of time because
they got an internal clock.
They do. And the sun, where the sun is positioned and all of that stuff, those are things that they look at that we don't realize, They have a sense of time.
That's right. That's why they're nosing you at 5, 6 in the morning to either let them out or feed them or whatever they're looking for. It's the schedule.
I am so grateful that the cooler nights are coming because my Great Dane, in the summertime, he hates being outside during the day. And obviously, because it's hot.
Sure.
So he likes to go outside a lot in the nighttime when it's cooler, which is perfectly fine.
A lot of people are like that. I'm like that.
Yeah. But in the summertime, you know, he likes to go outside and play and bark at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Good thing you live out in the county, so you don't make too many people mad. Just probably yourself and your husband and, I don't know, maybe one other person.
And I'm like, Titus, this is nighttime. This is not playtime. And he's like, I want to play.
That's right.
I want to play. And I'm like, Titus, it's bedtime.
That's right.
I have to work. You get to lounge all day. Come on,
Right.
inside. And he's
I got to
like,
pay for this palace that you're living in, bud.
and he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah, they
very
don't care about
appreciative of the cooler nights because he's like, oh, it's too cold out there. I don't want to go.
Now he's a little more.
He's a dainty prince. He's like, it's cold outside.
It's 70 today. Let's go play during the day. So,
yeah.
good deal. Well, that's good. But this is the beauty of pets and all of that. So if you're looking to add to that to your home, please come to the Humane Society. Come and see these. And if you don't find an animal that doesn't resonate, walk right next door to Animal Control. You are rescuing a pet, regardless if you take it out of either facility. You're rescuing a pet and giving them a home. The big difference is you know, obviously the Humane Society, they no kill, they find everybody. Animal Control they're not in the business of killing animals, but when they do get full, that's sometimes the option.
Unfortunately.
So it is. So,
but if more people are adopting and giving these animals living homes, that's less that Animal Control has to even think about, you know, they might have to euthanize.
And when there's available kennels and cages over at the Humane Society, they're right over at Animal Control. If there's animals on the short list or things like that, they scoop them up and bring them over to the Humane Society. Or be on the lookout online, because we have a couple other organizations, nonprofits, and other animal-loving organizations.
Sammy LaFleur with Fora helps Animal Control tremendously, and she does a wonderful job at trying to find rescue groups.
Sure, they kind of raise the bells when they've got a few that are on the short list. Here,
right.
And try to find them home.
They do quite a bit of networking online with shelters and rescues that are out of state to help get our animals out of Roswell and New Mexico.
And this is something, and this is why Crystal comes on every single time and browbeats us all, and I jump in with it on getting your pet spayed and neutered.
Yes.
Roswell, for as long as I can remember, has always had an animal overpopulation problem. We export animals to other communities because we can't take care of all the ones that come through our doors here.
And that's not including the amount of animals prior to that have had to be euthanized in shelters. We've literally overpopulated Colorado. So Colorado is like, wait a minute.
We're good. Yeah, we're running out of places that are going to take them because we've filled their coffers
and
too.
For a city that doesn't have an Olive Garden, because we're not big enough for an Olive Garden, we need to not be overpopulating other cities and other states with our animals. We need to get on the ball, get them spay and neutered.
Sure. And it's
we
on us, the
offer
public.
vouchers. Vets, you know, you can call them, you can talk to them and say, hey, this is, you know, the situation I'm in. You know, we can offer you a voucher to help. And then, you know, if we're not able to help you, you know, Sammy's doing wonderful things with helping people. There's help out there.
Absolutely.
You just got to get up off your butt.
Yeah.
And take your animal to the vet and get it done.
There's even churches in our community that are doing like pet pantries or
St. Andrews does.
St. Andrews is.
They do. I think it's every third Tuesday or Wednesday. They give food for people who are low on food.
But sometimes they'll even help with some of those spay and neuter stuff. If they, I mean, it's a case by case deal, but they, you know, there are resources if you do have a pet that needs to be spayed or neutered. Obviously, if you adopt a pet from the Humane Society or Animal Control, that pet will actually leave the Humane Society and go to your vet of choice, where it will be spayed or neutered and microchipped. If it doesn't need to be spayed or neutered because it already is spayed or neutered, it'll still go to get microchipped because regardless of where you live, but because the city of Roswell has an ordinance on chipping animals. If you adopt from a shelter in Roswell, by ordinance, you have to have it chipped, even if you do not live in Roswell.
Right.
So please be aware of that. And it's a good thing. It's
an invisible tag, and it's an invisible form of identity.
Yeah, you'll never know or need it. You know, or like if your dog never gets lost or cat ever gets lost, you'll never know, or that even happened. But that day that your cat or dog is missing, that might be the only way that you get it back. And so it's going to be done anyway. It's easy. It's in and out. It's no big deal.
I tell the story of the lady from Maryland. She lost her dog. It was microchipped.
Yeah.
It came into our shelter. We scanned it. and were able to reunite her with her dog for 3 years missing.
Wow. See, that's like
to Maryland.
Those are those stories you see online. Matter of fact, I saw one this morning. A dog was missing. This one was 5 months, and they found this dog again.
Yeah, for 3 years, her dog had been missing, and it comes through our shelter as a stray. Scanned it for a microchip. Got through to the microchip company.
I would have liked to see the reunion.
She flew from Maryland here. It was very emotional.
I would have bet. Yeah,
it was very.
I would have liked
emotional.
to see that reunion, especially the reaction of her pet to see that.
And people don't realize this, but an animal will always remember your scent.
Mm-hmm.
And the kinder you treat them, then the better you treat them, the happier they're going to be to see you.
Oh yeah, well, that's like you always see those videos of like
the soldiers going to war. I can't watch those; they make me cry. I'm like, oh,
you see the dog just go absolute crazy. Oh,
so
man.
I'm so like, okay, and this sounds really horrible, but I'm like anti-human. Like, I don't care that you've been gone for 5 months. I care that your dog has been distraught that you've been gone for 5 months.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm like, oh, look, you're reunited with your mother. Oh, you're reunited with your dog.
Yes, that's a good story. But yeah, and that's to me, that's what makes being a pet owner great, because you really, once you, if you be a good parent, you've got this loyal, loving animal that is just an amazing part. And to be honest, I don't know how my life would be right now if I didn't have the cats in the life. It'd be certainly a whole lot worse. And
it's so weird coming home to like an empty house with no animals. I'm like, ugh.
Oh, it freaks me out. Like on those times where like it doesn't happen often, but like say you had to take the cat or dog to the vet and leave them overnight for spay or neuter or surgery or something, and you get home and it's like, oh man, it's weird. You're like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm like, I don't have nobody to feed. Yeah, it's weird.
For a second, you like it, but then you're like, miss it.
Right.
For a second, you're like, oh, I'll have to. But then you're like, I kind of wanted to do that. I like hanging out and petting the dogs.
Right.
That's my little catharsis too. And so, yeah, you don't realize it till you don't do it sometimes. But so that being said, please come. Please come visit the shelter. Like I said, if you do have your heart set on those black cats, the ones that are weight, they'll be available here next week. We've got sounds like a good smattering of kittens that are on the cusp of being.
Yeah, they're like some of them are like 1.9 and then some are 2.1. Okay. So they're just like almost there.
And if you're looking for little dogs, I know you're going to get a bunch in pretty quick here, but
we do have quite a bit of small dogs right now. We have more that'll be coming out of quarantine within the next 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
But we do have a lot of little small dogs.
I know those seem to be popular, and usually
medium
we have the bigger
dogs.
Yeah.
Got quite a bit of those, and of course we still have a lot of large.
Yeah,
dogs.
Large dogs are always plenty there because they're in less demand than. But I will say this, and I'm not trying to be biased to little dogs. I love little dogs too. They're fun. Big dogs, if you're looking for the real companion. Like the real, like you always see those movies where the dog's like on the bike with you, or you know what I mean? Like you're playing Frisbee and the dog's there with you. The big dogs are those dogs. Those are your labs and your golden retrievers and your German shepherds and your pit bulls.
There was a guy in town that had I think it was a schnauzer, just like the smaller schnauzers. And he actually would take his schnauzer on his motorcycle with him places, and he had the goggles for him.
I've seen a few of those videos like that.
The suit that what you could wear it in the front or the back.
Okay.
So he would put the schnauzer on his back, and then the schnauzer's head would hang over the side, and he'd have the goggles on, and he'd just be cruising around town. And I'm like, I can't even get my dog to do stupider things.
Right.
And, you can get him to ride on a backpack and a friggin' motorcycle.
I saw a video of a guy with a cat who did that.
Yes.
And he had a little helmet and the goggles.
Yes.
And the cat would jump, like he'd literally just point at the motorcycle. The cat would jump up and get on the bike. He'd helmet it up and put the goggles, sit on it. The cat was like excited and just part of the routine.
And then I saw the one with the guy who had the side cart.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
It was like one of the Shetland sheepdogs. Okay. And the dog would jump and sit in the side cart, and then he would buckle it in. He had a seat belt for the dog. And then he'd put the goggles on. And when he would start driving, the dog would put its paw up on the side.
And just chilling.
And I'm like, wow.
I saw one of those in a parade with a bear. It was a video of a bear, and they put it in the sidecar.
Oh, wow.
And I'm guessing it was a former circus bear or something because it literally sat in the sidecar and waved. It waved. I'm like, is that a real bear? I'm like, it is a real bear. But it was literally like the parade wave down in the bear. And I was like, whoa.
Wow. So you can teach your animals to do a lot of things.
Absolutely. Yeah. You'd be amazed at what animals pick up. And
my dogs, if I pull the truck up by the gate, they know they're going somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I'll open the door to the gate and then the truck. And so it's locked on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even look right. They don't look left. They just look truck. And they jump, they get in the truck, they get in their spots, and they sit.
Yeah.
And they wait, and I'll roll the windows down, and then their heads go.
It's all like part of the routine. It's like, for instance, with my cat, Bella, my black and white, she has designated lunchtime as her time with me. So, like, I get home and I'll eat, and Hannah's usually one that wants to be in my lap and stuff. But at lunchtime, Bella's like, I got dibs on your lap for lunch, and I guess they worked it out. I don't know, but she gets up in my lap, and she's like, no matter what I'm doing, she wants to be in my lap during lunch. So sometimes I'll throw something in the toaster oven to heat up, and so I'll be sitting there watching TV. She's in my lap, and she's got to the point now where she knows, like, if that toaster up, ding, she gets right up. I don't even have to say nothing. She knows, oh, Dad's lunch is ready. I got to get up. I mean, it's so, she in essence trained herself just because she hears the ding off the toaster oven and knows, oh, Daddy's getting up, time to get up. And she doesn't grumble. And then as soon as I get my food, come back, she's right back there in my lap. A lot of times I've got like a paper plate and she's trying to balance on my lap. And then she does the, what you got, Dad? I'm like, none of your business. Yeah, and no, but she's good, and then she just lays there, and then I'll rest the plate actually on her back sometimes. But it's a whole routine we have at lunch.
That's too funny.
Just like that point you're making about the dogs, they got their spots, the window, same thing, that bell, ding, oh, time to get down. That's what pets do. That's what they do. They learn your routines and quite frankly, are better at keeping you on task with it sometimes, depending on, especially if it's stuff they need you to do as part of the routine. They will definitely make sure you're on task. You. Yes.
So before we go,
yes, we don't talk thrift store and all that. Yes.
So we got some really cool stuff coming.
And of course, now that we're done Halloween, so if you want to donate some of your pumpkins and stuff, they'll turn around and sell. If you got new stuff and please, I'd love to have that because they'll turn around and sell Halloween again and make some more money. But Christmas decor now is probably the best stuff.
Tomorrow, and so let's see, Friday tomorrow's the 3rd. Yes. So Friday the 3rd, the entire back room is going to be half off.
All right.
And then on Saturday the 4th, the entire store is going to be half off.
Oh, wow. And by the way,
this
is already super uber inexpensive prices. So when you're taking half off on something that's already been knocked down half off.
Right. So what they're doing is they're trying to clear everything out of the store.
Okay.
Because they're going to be closed the 8th and the 9th.
Oh, is that when they do the Christmas
Because we're getting set
rollout?
up for the Christmas for the pets.
Okay.
This year, we're going to do the Christmas for the pets 2 days.
Oh, right. Not 1, but 2 days.
We're going to do it Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th.
All right.
So on the days of Friday the 10th and the 11th, they're going to move furniture outside. So all the Christmas decor is inside.
Okay.
So they're going to have right outside the garage door.
So that'll be next weekend. Right?
Next weekend.
The 9th and 10th next weekend, I believe. If you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the outside furniture that's outside in the parking lot is going to be 75% off.
Good deal.
They have 2 treadmills. They have an elliptical. They have a stand-on, swish, I don't know what it's called, but a lot of exercise equipment.
Like the ski thing or whatever, not the...
Kind of.
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what they call it.
I don't know what it's called, but... and then...
It's an iteration of like the elliptical stuff. It's just different motion.
Yes. On the 11th is when we will do the bake sale.
Okay.
So Friday and Saturday of next week.
Come Saturday for the baked goods. If you're looking for that exclusively, then that'll be Saturday morning.
Right.
But if you want to get the best deals, probably come Friday because...
They have 2 storage sheds full of Christmas stuff, so...
There's a lot that's got to go.
Yeah, so what they're trying to do is get everything out that's non-Christmassy.
So you probably need to do 2 days. You probably need to hit it Friday and then come back Saturday and see what's new and maybe depending on how dedicated you are, maybe a morning and afternoon run for each one, you know.
I laughed because I was like, we really have that much Christmas stuff? And she's like, yes. And I was like, wow.
Good. That's good. So,
it is. It's wonderful because
so hold off
it's
on buying
like,
Christmas decor.
It's like almost brand new. Like there's still Christmas trees still taped in the box closed.
Please.
I know because I bought the gnome one.
Please hold off on buying that stuff, especially for all you families out there. It's going to be your first Christmas and you already spent a bunch of money on Christmas gifts and stuff and you wanted to have a tree and all that. I get it. That's a lot of money. Don't go new. Go wait, give it a week. Come on down to the thrift store, Humane Society's thrift store. And like you said, you can get a brand new tree for pennies on the dollar. You get the ornaments, the decor, the lighting. And that way you're not spending all your money on decor and you can spend it on Christmas gifts and all that kind of stuff. So definitely, please definitely come and visit the thrift store. Take advantage of this 2-day Christmas sale. Like I said, it'll be the 9th, the 10th, that Friday, November, and then the 11th on Saturday there. So, and while you're there, don't hesitate to walk into the shelter side and visit and see all those available pets for adoption and things like that. But and if you've never been to the thrift sale, you need to go. Come today. Wednesday was their new stuff day, but they open up here in about 8 minutes. Get on down there and definitely do some shopping, pennies on the dollar. I always say this, that if you're looking for clothing, like say you maybe just graduated the college, whatever, or just landed the new job out of school and you're like, wow, I've been wearing shirts and T-shirts and more casual clothing. I need some business attire. And then you go to the store and shop business attire. And it's like, oh, man, I got to spend $1,000 on a new wardrobe just to get 5 outfits. Go to the thrift store. Go to the thrift store. If you need like business attire clothing, dresses, suits, slacks and button-up shirts, things like that, a lot of that stuff is available there for you. A lot of it's brand new or worn once. And normally you pay like $400 or $500 for a suit or dress. You could go to the thrift store and basically pay a third or a tenth of that price, and it's the same quality dress and suit that someone paid brand new for.
They are,
and you get it for pennies on the dollar.
So, and if you're wanting to just be that much more cheaper, wait until tomorrow when everything's 50% off.
Exactly. So please take advantage of it.
Like $10 normally, it'll be $5 on Saturday.
Although I don't mind if you pay a little bit more because every dime that the thrift store raises
to the shelter,
back to the pets.
Yes.
Whether it's paying for vet bills or electric bills or food and litter or toys or just cleaning supplies and the upkeep of that. All the money raised. So please shop early, shop often, come back every week. Wednesdays are the new stuff days. We have a collective group that they're there at 10:01 every morning, ready to.
Some are there at 9:45.
And so
in the cooler months, they're staying in their cars.
Yeah, I must say we're getting to the point where they're not going to be lined up outside so much.
Yeah, they'll start lining up about 10 or 9:59.
Yeah,
but we do have people that come every Wednesday. The exact same time they show up. They even have their own parking spaces. It makes me laugh because it's like it's a mutual
They've
thing.
worked their own hierarchy out.
Right. They're like, I'm going to park here because I'm going to buy something big.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's cool. I'm going to park here because it's colder now. And they're like, okay. And it's funny because they sit outside and they talk to each other while they're waiting.
Sure.
So
I bet they'd look out for each other.
They
too.
make friends. They're like, hey,
sure.
I saw this thing that you were looking for. It's over there.
Exactly. I bet they kind of look out for each other. It's like,
It's fun.
weren't you looking for a coffee table? I just saw it. Yeah, I bet they do. So please come check it out and come support. It's on East McGaffey. What's the actual address?
701 is the thrift store. The kennels are 703.
They're all right next door to each other.
And then Animal Control's right behind us at 705.
Yeah.
So you got a trifecta.
Yeah. So please come and don't forget you could check out roswellhumane.org. That is the website. Like you said, all the pets that are calling the shelter home are there. If you see not available next to the name or the picture, that means they're in quarantine. They're not making weight or they're waiting on shots or whatever. There's a reason. Like some of these kittens we were talking about, they'll be coming up next week. They're just a hair underweight before they can get to a point where they're adoptable. So but they're up there now as not available. If you find one of those and you're like, oh, that's the one, call check in, keep talking, and they'll keep you up to date. Yeah, because that tells them, oh, we got a person really fall in love with this particular cat or dog, and the moment that the quarantine lifted, they'll reach out to you and say, come visit, come meet this
come
cat,
visit, and we will set up introductions with everybody in the household.
Yeah.
So that way we can make sure that it's going to be a family
Absolutely.
fit.
Yeah. The idea is for you to find a loving pet that is going to be your love for the next 10, 15, 20, whatever long, you have that pet.
Yeah. Some cats live very long.
Yeah.
Long.
That's the idea. They want to make sure that every single one of these animals go to a loving home, and quite frankly, they don't see them again because they're living off their lives and their happy families. And
you can bring by photos and we can see them that way, but I really don't want you to bring the cat back to the shelter because that's stressful.
Yeah, especially cats. Once they're set, they're there. They created that.
They're like, no.
Yeah, good deal. Is there anything we missed?
I think we got it all.
Good deal. Well, thank you, Crystal, as always.
Thank you.
Sure, you got a bevy of things waiting for you back at the shelter there.
Unfortunately.
And come on out this weekend. Don't forget next weekend, the big sale too. Next Saturday, Friday and Saturday. And
bake sales on Saturday.
And the bake sales. Yeah, so if you're looking for the baked goods, Friday you're going to be a little disappointed. It's all on Saturday. So if you come looking I don't smell no baked goods because it's tomorrow. So.
It'll be the next day. So that just means you have to come back again.
That's right. And we'll have new stuff for you to check out.
Yes.
So good deal. Well, thank you, Crystal.
Thank you.
All right. It is 9:57. Let us pause for, we'll do Wall Street business update real quick and a quick break before we get kicked off the radio. Don't be doing that. That's not what we do. Thank you, computer. All right. We'll be back right after this.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. The number of Americans applying for jobless benefits edged higher last week. Claims rose by 5,000 to 217,000. Cedar Fair and Six Flags Entertainment are merging, creating a mammoth amusement park operator, operations across 17 U.S. states and 3 countries. The Bank of England has kept its main interest rate unchanged at the 15-year high of 5.25%. This as inflation across the UK is expected to fall further in the coming months. Ride-hailing companies Uber and Lyft will pay a combined $328 million to settle wage theft claims in New York. State Attorney General Letitia James says the companies improperly deducted sales taxes and other fees from drivers when those expenses should have been covered by customers. Stocks on Wall Street sharply higher at mid-morning. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including new sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes, plus new snacks and more. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all Nook's favorites from 11 to 5, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecue fried rice in town. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup. And find Asian Market on Facebook for updates on open times and specials.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Knowledge is the power to see more, do more, and be more. As one of the most affordable universities in the Southwest, Eastern New Mexico University has helped thousands of people like you earn a degree. Spring 2024 at ENMU is the perfect time to get started with affordable tuition, great scholarships, and a wide range of in-person or online classes. Learn your power. Apply today for spring 2024 at enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact.
House Speaker
More
Mike
than
Johnson
50%
says
of
it makes
Americans
sense to
fall
offset the
asleep on their
Israeli aid
sides.
package with spending cuts to the IRS.
My belief is that this dire situation in Israel is so important that it's more immediate than that. And if Democrats in the Senate or the House or anywhere else want to argue that hiring more IRS agents is more important than standing with Israel in this moment, I'm ready to have that debate.
The House is scheduled to vote on a funding package